So I went with a more casual thing today because it's a Monday in April.
I didn't even know what today was. Monday, huh? Every day morphs together anymore these days.
That's what it usually looks like.
I know
Right.
what day it is. I gotta work for a living now.
Awesome.
I have a lot of fun.
Okay.
What's going on?
Streamlabs won't do. That's weird.
Do you have Twitch video by any chance?
Yeah, it
I'm seeing more and more bands announcing tours, which I'm glad for and hoping, because I know everything's still so volatile that all it takes is one more silly thing for everything to get shut down again. And I'm like, no, just I want everything to. Texas is supposed to be the Texas, Iowa's wide open, Florida's wide open.
It's really strange.
Phoenix? I know Havasu is. We went down there
That's what's
we
not
saw you
connect-
last, but I don't know if Phoenix is all the way.
I know they listed
All
everything.
Utah.
Utah's listing or think
We're
Utah
gonna get some
did.
invites from Utah for shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We'll probably wind up doing a full Midwest and maybe a Florida.
Andrew Boss has been hitting me up. He wants us
Do you
to
have
look
OBS
at them.
Studio?
Cool.
No,
It's
Andrew
basically the
Boss.
same.
Yeah, because a couple of brothers and those guys are in Poonhammer.
Yeah.
We did a bunch of shows with Poonhammer, and then we met their brother through them, and I've never seen Andrew W. Boss live, but I met their brother at one of the
I
other
just
shows.
caught them live. They're
Yeah.
pretty
They
decent.
came through with that Scream at the Sky guys, right? We were going to try to go to that show, because that guy, Scream at the Sky, is friends of ours.
Oh,
He
this
used to
guy on
be a
this
Dead
is
Horse
recorded.
drummer.
Yeah, Dead Horse Trauma, yeah. They didn't sound right.
Yeah.
It must have been the sound guy, because you couldn't hear the drummer hardly.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen them live either, but the
Andrew
Brian.
threw down, and Brian, you know.
Oh, Andrew Boss didn't sound that good?
No, Andrew Boss sounded great.
But the Scream at the Sky guys
It
is hard.
sounded a little off.
Yeah. He had to get a couple new guys, I think, too, so it's always hard to break them in, you know.
Yeah. And that's a good place to break them in. I mean, that's a little space. It's a nice space.
What's it called?
The Rock Bar or Rockstar Bar now or something like that. It's across from Town Center, that little 3-car golf course. It's the clubhouse for the golf course.
Huh.
They opened it all up and nostalgic looking. It's like old school. It was a good time.
Cool. Yeah, we were going to try to go to it, but I think that was the weekend we were down in Havasu or something like that.
Yeah, did I send that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
We've been Brian Jones and then they threw down, of course.
That's
Any last
words?
words? Yeah.
I almost was going to end this moment, but I knew that wasn't it. Any last words?
This is gonna be really weird. You mean my camera girl too? You can be my camera girl too. It's gonna be weird.
Do you want us to scoot closer together so you can balance it against your mic?
There you go. I think we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, Streamlabs isn't connecting to where it's supposed to be connecting,
Yeah.
so I gotta do it from my phone now.
What if her arm falls asleep?
We'll switch off. We'll switch
All of a
off.
sudden it starts leaning.
Yeah, right. Come on, connect. God dang, it's doing it again. Fucking thing. Okay. Alright, so we're live.
All right.
We are live. We're here. Oh, let me see here. Let's see. Okay, just a couple minutes. We'll go. We'll really go live.
Let's put this like right here or something.
Okay. Yeah.
You need a roll of like gaff tape or duct tape to wedge it into to hold it.
Really?
Is there something she
Not
could use
used to
for
doing
me?
this
What's that
back
other
then.
mic frame right there? Down at the end of the desk right there.
All right, everybody. What's going on?
Right behind that.
I know Facebook. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll get this. All right. So, all right, everybody. Let me switch this here. What's up, Brian Jackson?
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? We are. Yeah. This is gonna be really weird because I don't know, something's going on with my Streamlabs. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So we're here. We're live. So you guys could probably you guys are gonna be able to hear us on a little bit of everything. So
Not me.
Cool.
yeah, we'll see you two.
No.
Hello, Brian Jackson.
Yeah. So Brian Jackson's on here.
Yeah.
And so we got Chad Smith here with us. Let me switch this camera here.
Hello again, everybody. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah. So Chad.
Yes.
And we got Jeff Kragnack. Am I saying your name right? Is it Kragnack?
Krynock, but
Huh?
Krynock.
Krynock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Czechoslovakian.
Our Hollywood couple name is Chef or
Jeff.
Jack. Chef.
There you go. So what? Hey, how you doing, Kim Miller? How you doing? Kim Miller from Washington says hello.
Hello.
Scott Lacombe.
Awesome. Hello, Scott.
Don't
He's
screw
here.
up his name. Lacombe.
Lacombe. Lacombe.
Glad everybody's tuning in and checking it out.
Oh yeah.
We had fun
That's
last
here.
time, and it's been 2 months. It's crazy. It
There we
went
go. We
fast.
can do that.
Perfect.
And we can just kind of just swivel it now.
Look at that. Professional.
Yeah. So anyway, this interview here will go on.
It is being recorded.
We'll go on. Huh?
It is being recorded on that.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get the camera switches on the video on this side, and then we'll upload it to YouTube.
Cool.
Since
I'm not
Streamlabs
picky.
is.
Glad to squeeze in another interview before I hit the road again. So thanks
yeah.
for having me back. Thank you, Jeff, for lining it all up again.
Oh, definitely.
Not a problem.
We'll
You gotta
get
help the
We'll get-
community out.
we'll get
We're
Jeff
all
right over there.
suffering.
There's Jeff. Look at-
Hate me.
Yeah, and we have more cameras, but they're all kind of weird right now. But yeah, it's all good. We got and then we got my lovely co-host right there, Cosfancy,
Cosfancy.
all dressed up like Harley Quinn.
I am.
It's cool. You do a really good. She does a really good Harley Quinn.
Maybe even better than the real thing.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's
Did you
but
know
yeah,
you
it's
were
all.
double
This
booked
is
today?
this is fun. So you gonna be hitting? You guys have hitting the road, or are you going back to Iowa, or?
Yeah, we're always just stir crazy because we haven't been able to tour in a year and a half. So I think since we saw you last, we went down to Lake Havasu and been to Denver twice, went to Colorado Springs, visiting friends, and just finding some sort of adventure and smiles out there because everything else is crazy in life, So
Yeah.
we're going to head back to Iowa. We got our house out there, and it's time to go mow the lawn now that the snow has melted. So another long road trip halfway across the United States. We came out here for Christmas, and somehow here it is already the middle of April almost, and
Yeah.
we decided to avoid the winter, I guess. We're like ducks. We like to go where it's warm, It's been nice, real nice here in Vegas.
Yeah.
We've
Speaking
been
of
going
ducks,
on,
we
going on
got
hikes and stuff.
2 ducks out back.
2 ducks? Awesome. some fellow warm travelers.
Oh yeah.
We just hiked down to, where was that one at? The China Date Hot Springs hike.
Oh,
China
nice.
Date Farm. We went over there, I think, yesterday. That was fun.
Oh,
Bought
very
a big old
cool.
box of dates. I'm trying to eat healthy, but and cutting out a bunch of the sweets and sugars, but I definitely am a sucker for dates. So we can chop dates on our oatmeal every morning. So I had to buy a big old box of them. And in order to go in there, of course, you need to wear a mask because it was on the California side. So I wore my Darth Vader mask on while I went in to go buy dates from the China Date Farm.
Oh wow.
But it was a nice day.
Oh yeah. All right, Sadie, knock it off. Yeah. So yeah.
We hiked down to the Arizona Hot Springs too just a couple weeks ago. That was fun. The one with the waterfall and everything. I don't know if you've ever been down there. You ever go on those hikes down there by the Hoover Dam?
Can't
Yeah,
say
a
I've ever
couple
been
of them.
there. I know I've definitely heard of it
The
though.
Arizona Hot Springs. They say not to drink the water because you'll get brain-eating amoebas or like get it in your nose. But there was a
that's
guy
fun.
down there. He'd been down there for 19 days. He was going to be down there a full month, and he took 120 vegan ramen noodles down there in a big garbage bag, and he was using the hot water out of the rock to cook his ramen noodles, and he hadn't died yet, so I think that it might be okay as long as you get it from the source, you know. If you're drinking the stagnant, pissy hot water or whatever, you know, might not be so good, but he was filling up his little container out of the rocks with the hot water, because it's like 100 degree or 120 degree water, and he was eating noodles. And then he had a very elaborate story on top of all kinds of other stuff, so I humored and listened for about 40 minutes. He was a nice guy, but
dang,
it'd be crazy to go live at a hot springs in the middle of the desert for a month with only ramen noodle in a kettle.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Being a college student.
Like being a college student, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, so are you working with Jeff on his new project, or?
No, I don't have enough brain power to do side projects. My brain is totally in it's filled up with hemlock for the last 28 years, so.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to hear it, though.
Yeah. So, Jeff, tell us about this new project you got going on.
Well,
so I guess IDSFA is not enough for you, huh? You gotta get crazier?
That's a whole different brainchild. Yes, that's the three-headed monster. But I decided to start doing my own thing. I've been, that backbone of a band forever. Well, it was time to start my own band, so I'm a big Tool fan.
Awesome.
My first band was Fleeting Shadows. For a song, there was a Fleeting Shadow behind you. Well, the new album had reverly in it, so that's the new band name. Okay. I got a bunch of great guys.
reverly?
Yeah.
Okay.
reverly.
Urgent Wake Up. Our first single is called Fuck Your Vaccine. You know what direction we're going in. But yeah, I got a bunch of great guys. We all came together, and we're throwing down some pretty heavy metal. I mean, we're
nice.
Sweet.
Really riffy. Doing a couple covers. We're doing My Own Summer from Deftones and Destroyer by Static X. I want to entertain Nobody Knows What a Killer Looks Like.
Really? That's an honor. That'd be fun.
We're going to try to add a couple covers in there, but yeah, we're in writing mode right now, so we're going to be hitting the rehearsal every weekend. The studio's almost done at Scott's house, so we'll be able to go in there and track and remember what the hell we played at rehearsal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, rehearsal's rehearsal, but bringing it back to rehearsal is...
You go back to the recording, you're like, what was that part again?
Yeah, exactly.
Relearn it.
And we record everything, but I got a young guitarist, a younger singer.
Mm-hmm.
He can really drop low into the Cannibal Corpse-ish, growly stuff with the high tones of, like Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
That's a good range right there.
I brought my buddy in that was in Fleeting Shadows, so I got Steve, and then of course Scott, and then Brandon or Zodiac Miners. So we got a bunch of good guys. Something must be going right because I picked up a couple endorsements along the way before we even put an album out. So Bill Johnson came aboard from Orion Cymbals, so I got that endorsement.
That's a drummer's dream come true to get a cymbal endorsement. Hell
Proud to be playing them.
Congrats.
Today,
this morning, right?
This morning I got a stick endorsement from Collision Drumsticks. So
sweet.
Nice.
The endorsements are starting to come in, so we got to fast forward this beast and get out on the road, or at least do a few shows in town and then hit the road. But
definitely.
We're definitely gaining some legs.
Cool.
That's good. That's awesome.
Rock some shows together when we're all allowed to rock again.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Who wouldn't want to see Hemlock and reverly?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Especially if you guys open up with Nobody Knows What a Killer Looks Like. That would be awesome.
Wait, what's going on here?
That would be great.
I always love that song, so that's going to be my input. It's
right
bring
on.
that song on board.
Well, regardless, I'm glad that you like it. I appreciate it. If it doesn't even make it to your set, I'm glad you like it. That's an old jam. I think we wrote that one in probably like 1998, 97, I don't know, something like that.
We'll do it some justice.
Cool.
Well, that's cool. Well, you know where to put your debuts at.
Yeah, hopefully in the next... I don't want to put a timeline because I don't want to rush the guys. That's when things start to fall apart, but...
Right.
Fuck Your Vaccine should be done by the middle of summer. And I'm writing a song currently, Pedophile Elite. So we're gonna
You'll
tromp on
piss a lot of people off with that one.
We're gonna tromp on some nuts. Yeah, I mean it's
Just
time to bring it back, the fight back to them because
getting some attention.
Yeah.
We wrote that song years ago, "Kill Your Children," and that one pissed off a lot of people. But that one was about divorce and broken families and all that stuff, But definitely printed on the back of a T-shirt, And I mean that's what metal is supposed to be: rebellious and speaking your mind and speaking your word, Well,
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Save the children. So.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So yeah, so going back on the road, just gonna go back home, or?
Yeah, we're gonna head back, mow the lawn, take care of the fruit trees. We had our new albums come out, but actually once we get back, I'll have my office all set again, and kind of like the Hemlock headquarters, where I can actually sit down and start working on a hypothetical tour, because I want to book us a tour for September and October, probably. I don't know, I get carried away when I start booking tours, and before you know it, it's like 89 shows with like 2 days off in the middle, and that's it or whatever. But it's also hard to know for sure which states are going to allow, because I don't think you can social distance at a metal show very well when people want to mosh and jump all over each other. And you can do it at a country show or at a church service or something, but at a metal show, I don't think that people want to sit at their tables. I'll be in the raise your chair in the air if you care. I don't know. So it's kind of one of those things where I want to do it, but it still needs to all line up just right. And I think the Midwest is a lot more lax on everything right now. So I'll start booking some hypothetical dates, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers and my toes for good luck that the big tour this summer that has Megadeth, Lamb of God, and Trivium, that one's going to kind of pave the way if things are green light go for everybody or not, because there's no way to social distance at a Lamb of God and Megadeth show,
Right.
So we'll see how that goes, because they even have Canadian dates booked on their tour, which is very optimistic of them, because I don't think that Americans are even allowed in Canada yet. They're still the travel ban. But if they're
really, they got a travel ban in Canada still?
Canada's the hardest country to get into any time of any year, more hard than Japan. We had a hard time getting into Canada. We went up there with ministry in Meshuggah and got held up at the border for like 5.5, 6 hours, and Canada's strict.
Wow.
But luckily we all have clean records and they let us in eventually, But if you have like a gun charge, even if it was like a gun in your glove box from like 8 years before, they won't let you in the country unless you pay a fee. Then they'll let you in. Or if you have a DUI that's within the last 10 years, they won't let you in because you're a threat to the country unless you pay a big fee to get in. So I'm like, so if you pay a few $100s, then you're not a threat anymore? I'm like, is that how this works? I don't understand. So Canada's hard, but right now there's a travel ban on almost every country, I think. Australia won't let you in if you're a stinky American, with, I don't know. It's just crazy. I feel bad because I want to travel the world and go see all of our friends. Germany, France, all of them, they won't let Americans in right now unless maybe you have a working permit thing, or I don't know, something. You have to have like some. But Croatia will let you in, and Croatia's beautiful, so
yeah,
I'd love to go back there, go to the beach. We did a show in Zagreb a few years back. It was a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But yeah, we even looked up Ireland the other day, and I don't think Ireland's maybe starting to loosen up a little bit, and you can go there, but you have to do like a 2-week quarantine. And I'm like, if you're with a band and you all fly there, you can't do a 2-week quarantine. Like, it would add up pretty quick. I mean, if you're Slipknot or somebody, you can afford that kind of budget or fly on a private plane or something,
Right.
But for us ballers on a budget with Hemlock, I'm like, a hotel for 5 or 6 of us for 2 weeks just to sit there with our thumbs in our asses? I'm like, I don't know. We're not quite yet, We'll stick to the States for now, but I definitely am. I had a dream the other night that we were doing a show in Budapest, Hungary, and I'm just like, man, I just want to go back out on the road and start doing shows again. But I'm ready, and I'm healthy, and I'm good, and I'm smiley, and I'm ready to give everybody hugs, but I just need to make sure that the rest of the world is ready for all this positive hugs from this big old bear right here,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's about time to get back on the road.
So I'm going to book us a fall tour, but I'm not going to announce it yet until I know that Megadeth and Lamb of God tour is actually like, because if it just starts canceling one after another and one after another, then I'll be like, yeah, people aren't ready for metal. I mean, the people are ready. The actual rules and regulations aren't ready for all the metalheads yet. We'll have to start doing desert parties again or something, real old school style.
Oh yeah,
people's basements, like where you just announce it and just jam and
right downstairs in the studio in the in the club downstairs.
Yeah. So we're moving forward, as much as we can, but trying to be careful about it all because we don't want to offend anybody or piss anybody off. We want to make sure everybody's ready to have a good time because that's what Hemlock's always about is everybody leaving with a smile on their face at the end of the night. I don't like when people get in fights at shows or any of that. I always break it up and call it out and try to make sure everybody's actually celebrating the fun. But cool.
I've seen that happen.
I have a quote that I like to say. I'm like, if you're fighting, if you fight at a Hemlock show, you have to go out to the parking lot and super glue your wieners together. And then people start laughing, and it just kind of like breaks up the fight, and they're like, oh, yeah, I guess we shouldn't be fighting at a Hemlock show because it's loud and rowdy and aggressive, but there is like some kind of courtesy in the pit, to where
you knock somebody down,
help them up, you're not throwing elbows, all that stuff. I guess we're old school where we don't want people to get hurt. We want them to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad you got to see the positivity.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was there with, I think, what was it?
A House of Blues or at the Backstage Bar and Billiards?
It was at the dive bar.
Oh, at the dive bar. There was a good little brawl there one time,
yeah. I think you guys opened up for, what was that band? That old school guy. I went completely.
I don't think we opened for anybody at the dive bar, but I went to go see a couple of shows there, so maybe.
No, you guys were on stage.
Yeah, I mean we played there 3 different times, but every time we did, we headlined there, and we had Any Last Words playing with us.
Yeah.
I think they played on 2 of them, but we went and saw Head PE there, and I went and saw.
That's who was Head PE.
Head PE, yeah. We were there at that show hanging out because they're friends of ours. Uh-huh. We toured with them all through England and through Germany and stuff on our last Europe tour.
Yeah, but you guys were.
We didn't do that show. We were just there hanging out, probably.
Oh, okay.
And then we went and saw Soulfly one time there too. That was fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen Soulfly yet. I like that band.
Yeah, they're awesome. Used to play with them a ton back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, I could have swore you guys played, and then Head PE was in there, and I don't know. I might have my days confused. I'm getting old, so
that's all right. As long as you're having fun.
All these days start running together.
Yeah, we haven't toured with Head PE in the States since the early 2000s, 2003, somewhere in that range, but did a bunch with them and Snot, and did a show with. Actually, we played with Head PE and Suicidal Tendencies before. That was a good show, years and years and years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. The question that I asked you, what was the weirdest thing you signed? I asked John Zito that question, and he goes, I'm not going to answer that question.
He didn't answer.
He didn't answer the question.
It couldn't have been weirder than my answer.
Oh, I know. I was going to tell him that. I was like, but John Zito's a really, really shy guy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was giving him a compliment, and he was turning red, and I'm like, you okay? But it was a really, really great guy.
Cool.
He's a really cool dude.
You'll have to ask him on the side one of these times and see if it's any crazier than mine.
He wouldn't answer me. I did after the show. I was like, really? I said, the reason why I asked because I had Chad from Hemlock on here, and he answered that question. I don't think anybody could top that. And he goes, what was that? And I went, dude, if you get embarrassed with me asking you the question, you're not going to like the answer.
Yeah. The problem with me is that I'm 43 years old now, but my brain still thinks I'm 15.
Right.
So I just never grow up, I just always think everything's funny and goofing around and
that's life though, man.
That's
just I mean, you gotta think young.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm feeling young too, because just laughing and goofing all the time and traveling and wandering and seeing places and meeting people and all that.
Right.
No complaints from me except for a little bit of boredom and stir craziness, but then you just figure out stuff, like hiking to the hot springs or going to Winco at like 1 a.m. or whatever to go buy chopped dates, exciting stuff like that.
Are they open at 1 a.m.?
I don't know.
I thought they closed at like 9.
No, Winco's open later than Walmart now. We go there and get chopped dates. If you want to find the singer from Hemlock, go to Winco in the middle of the night. I'll be there buying chopped dates.
You can make a campfire story out of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It's just life's just too short to worry about bullshit. Bitch all the time.
Yeah.
It's just
you wind up getting a brain aneurysm and a heart attack, and that does no good. I want to go out and have fun and
right.
Yeah. We want to try and go back down to Florida. We haven't been there since 2012 on tour, but I want to drive down and actually drive all the way down because we've toured all through Florida over the years, but never down into the Keys because there's never any metal shows down in the Keys. So I want to go with my wife and actually just like sightsee, go
Really?
camp in, go look for sea turtles and fun things and drink some coconut milk, and just chill on the beach. But that's on the plan too. If we don't start touring anytime soon, I want to drive to Alaska, even though Canada won't let you in. But maybe if you like have some like reason to go to Alaska, maybe they'll let you pass through or something. But because Glacier National Park is so beautiful, we went up there a few years back, and it'd be fun to kind of cut through and then cut up through Canada and go to Alaska. Yeah. But I also want to drive all the way to the opposite corner and go all the way down to the Florida Keys.
Yeah, when I was working offshore, we had we took a boat up to Alaska, and we went through the Inside Passage.
Sweet.
So we went by Ketchikan and Stevens Island and what was that? St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
All the way up through there. That's where they filmed Mystic Pizza.
I did see that, but I don't remember. I just remember the name didn't fit the movie, but it was. I don't even remember all the way.
There's a pizza place there. Amazing pizza.
Yeah.
Very small town, and you could walk the whole town in like 10 minutes.
Cool.
But there's boats all over the place, sailboats and everything. But it's all through the Inside Passage. It's beautiful in there.
I've never been. I'm gonna have to check it out when we're up there. Yeah. I've been to every state in the United States except for Hawaii and Alaska.
Oh yeah, I've been to Alaska a few times.
Cool. The Inside Passage, and look for the little small town. Huh?
Oh yeah. If you take a cruise ship, they'll go through the Inside Passage. They go all the way up to Glacier Bay, and then they go into Juneau.
Okay.
And then they come back down again, and they go back into the Puget Sound and into Seattle, there, and Vancouver and stuff. So
cool.
But it's really nice. I mean, the Inside Passage is. I mean, it's all smooth water. It's it's deep. There's different places there where you can actually see a tree coming out in the middle of the water, and they have a light on top of it.
Huh.
And as soon as you get to a certain point, it turns green. It goes red and then green, and then that means you could actually make your turn into wherever you're going.
Cool.
And so, but it's really neat.
If we get our asses up there, I'll send you a postcard to say hello.
Definitely.
Or if you get there before me, then you have to send me a postcard to Iowa.
Yeah.
I'm old school like that.
It's been a minute since I've been through there, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a captain when I went through the Inside Passage.
We should do a show up there together.
That'd be Alaska?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would give us a reason to have to go. We would go through Canada, go up there. We had some good shows in Canada back in the day, but it's been a while. Actually, we did Calgary, I think, about 2 years ago. That was a fun show.
How many metal shows there are in Alaska? Probably
so 36 Crazy Fists, we toured with them in Chimera back in the day. They're from Alaska.
Yeah.
And our friends from Lake Tahoe, they're called Lavish Green. They're not doing as many shows anymore, but they played years and years ago. They got flown up to play at the Alaskan Bush Company or something like that, which is one of the strip clubs up there, I think.
Yeah, it's like that's.
And I was like, so you got the budget to go fly you up there and they got to do a show, and of course, rock and roll and titties. I'm not complaining, So we should play there, Alaskan Bush Company. If you're listening, or if anybody knows anybody, or if you're you feel like your sister strips there or whatever, tell her to put in a good word for us. Put in a good word for us.
Yeah. I'll. If your sister was there. That's good. That's great, man.
What have you guys been up to for the last 2 months?
Oh, just we did a remote. What?
Are you not allowed to say? Is it worse than what I signed?
Oh no.
That sister thing.
Oh, you gotta keep up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a Women on Fire wrestling event.
Women on Fire wrestling.
Women on Fire wrestling. Yeah.
That sounds pretty intense.
It was pretty cool. A lot of female wrestlers and.
Were they actually on fire?
No.
That would have been
Really
hot. Like hot fire.
They're hot fire.
I see.
Yeah.
Because like Nikki Sixx did that thing where he would wear that outfit and light himself on fire to play a little bit or whatever. So I was picturing something like that, but when you picture women wrestling, you don't picture outfits.
Right.
And then without outfits, fire wouldn't feel so good on the raw skin. So I was kind of confused for a second.
It was kind of fun. I think we almost got. I'm glad the cameras were a little bit of a distance away
Okay.
because one of the girls that was there, boobs kind of fell out while she was wrestling. It was good. It was quick.
Wait, or that's back to the sister comment again.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
What my sister though?
I'm just teasing.
What my sister anyway?
Actually, that was one of the funniest things.
Someone's sister.
One of the
Someone's
funniest
sister,
things
yeah.
I had ever seen on stage was Guttermouth. If you're familiar with them, punk
Yeah.
rock band, they just talk so much shit on stage. They're hilarious.
I've heard of it.
We did a few shows with them over the years, but this one we weren't playing, and we just went to go see it. It was at the Huntridge Theater, and some girl with big old boobs was flashing and jumping around on stage, and she wouldn't jump back off the stage. So he finally went up and put his arm around it. He's like, "Hey, everybody give it up for my sister!" And they started cheering and stuff. Guttermouth is so funny. Those guys talk some mad shit, but it's hilarious. I mean, it's the name of their band.
Right.
Yeah. Good old days at the Huntridge, which also I just saw an ad or an article that the Huntridge got bought by somebody, and then we had about 10 or 20 different people tag us that day about Hemlock playing at the Huntridge again, and I would love to.
Wow.
But they're probably
that would
gonna
be amazing.
They'll probably fix it up so nice that they won't want any metalheads there at all or whatever. They'll probably have like exclusive like suit and gown.
Definitely got to fix the roof though.
Yeah.
But that thing was coming down.
Yeah, we went there that day that it fell down. What was it? Circle Jerks were playing there that night, and we saw on the news that the Huntridge roof had fallen in because we would go there usually 3 or 4 nights a week. We almost lived there all the time, just going to support shows, and those old chairs would lean back so far.
Right.
You could take a nap, and we saw everybody. It was just cool. I mean, I saw Deftones and Far, and then we saw Deicide, and I mean, everybody's played there.
Yeah.
We'd go there all the time, but they announced on the news that the roof had caved in, so me and my brother and our original guitar player, Richard, we all went down there real quick to go see it. Circle Jerks didn't want to cancel the show, so they set up in the parking lot and played a few songs, so all of us were moshing in the parking lot of the building that the roof had just caved down. And I remember the news picked it up, and then MTV picked it up too. So we were actually on MTV moshing in the Circle Jerks circle pit.
Oh wow.
It was funny, in the parking lot of a building falling down. But they fixed it up since then, and they were trying to do like a movie studio or something, like a movie soundstage, I think, or something. And then they were like, that's not really working, so we'll just do metal shows in haunted houses again. And so we played there a ton. That was always one of the funnest spots to play in Vegas for me. I mean, House of Blues is always epic too. That's always but the House of Blues is like the classy place, and then the Huntridge was a little more gritty and more fun. And with that, when they took the seats out after that remodel, it was awesome because we'd have like a 400-person circle pit. It was just massive, huge.
Oh yeah.
I got it on VHS. I'll have to show you guys sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how long ago it was. VHS.
VHS times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But hopefully they fix it up and let shows happen again. It'd be awesome.
Oh, definitely.
I would love to play like the grand opening because we always would make those signs with Hemlock at the Huntridge and the date, and put them all around town.
Right. Those go on the telephone poles.
Yeah.
Banging them up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But they had I saw Inside Scarlet and Slaves there quite a few times.
Cool.
And that's where I kind of cut my teeth on the local scene.
Yeah.
Back then,
That was a good spot because it was big enough to where nationals could play there, but it was still small enough to where locals could play there. And if you were coming up, a lot of the time you got opportunities to open up for bands that you grew up listening to.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Disturbed played there too.
Yeah, well, we saw Disturbed play at the Sanctuary one time, which was the small building on the backside of it. That was when their first album had dropped. I think there was like 300 people there, and they wheeled out David Draymond on his, it was like a dolly. Yeah, they had him on the dolly in a straitjacket and stuff. But yeah, the Sanctuary was fun because it was like a church for a while, and then they bought it. The Huntridge acquired it or bought it or something, so then they had like a small 300, 400 person venue, and then the Huntridge I think held like 1,000 or 1,200.
Yeah.
So then sometimes we did a New Year's Eve show. I think it might have been the 1999 New Year's Eve. We played there in Cottonmouth Kings and Kitty and Hemlock and all kinds of bands. So they were doing like alternating stages and stuff. But yeah, we played with Machine Head and System of a Down at the Huntridge before. That was a rad show.
Yeah, I was gonna go to that 99.
That 99 New Year's Eve? That was a good show.
But I got stuck out on Lake Mead. I was running the Desert Princess out there.
The Desert Princess, where they have like the cruise, the paddle boat?
The dinner cruise, yeah.
I've always wanted to go on that, and I just told my wife when we were down in Lake Havasu that if I ever win the lottery, I want to buy a paddle boat. I love them. They're so
Yeah.
nostalgic and so awesome and just cool.
Right.
And
Oh,
we were
yeah.
gonna go do the little cruise ship, the little dance, like
Yeah.
slow dancing and.
Well, it's
food.
not bad. I mean, they got a DJ that goes on there, and you get dinner. You get your.
Were you the captain? Did you
Yeah.
actually like?
I ran that boat. Yeah.
That's why you're Captain Steve-O, the Desert
Well,
Princess, all that. I didn't never know.
That's one reason. I do have a Coast Guard a master's license.
Well, yeah,
so I
you were
worked
saying the
offshore.
Alaska, offshore.
And but yeah, I ran that boat for a while. For a
Sweet.
little bit. It was really cool.
I would have met you years ago if I would have finally got down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was funny because there was a lot of people that knew me out there, and they'd come out like twice a month.
Yeah.
Older couple or something. They'd come out and I was like, oh, do you remember me? And I went, how many people I see a day?
Yeah.
I wish I would. There's some of them that I would remember their faces, but not their names.
Yeah. I'm horrible with names, but good with face. But you should have messed with him and he'd be like, you know how much I've been drinking?
I did that one time.
Yeah.
I was docking the boat, and it was a real windy day. And so the way I had to come in facing the dock. So it looked like I was going to ram the dock. Came straight in. I'm straight in at the flag post, and everybody's at the edge of the dock. They're just kind of just looking at me, and I'm coming in, put the boat full reverse, slam it, twist it around, slide in,
Awesome. Like
tap the dock, and they're going, how do you do that? And I went, practice.
Yeah, one of those movies like a car sliding, like hydroplaning, but you're doing it on a boat, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, it's a flat bottom boat, so
Yeah.
you have to catch the wind just right. Because as soon as you go sideways, it's just a big cookie sheet. It's gonna blow you right back off.
Ah, cool.
They'd call me in on my days off. It's like, dude, you need to come in and dock this boat for us.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's on? And they went, auto. And I went, you got autopilot on? You got to take it off autopilot to dock the boat, man.
Steve, you're the Vin Diesel of ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny.
I was just looking at one of those river cruises where they start up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and they go all the way down to New Orleans on a paddle boat.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the kind of shit I'm into. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Those are actually really cool.
They should do like a heavy metal paddle boat cruise. That'd be fun. They do that 70,000 tons of metal.
Instead of 70,000 tons of metal, it's gonna be
a paddle boat.
20,000 pounds of metal.
It's 20,000 pounds of wood.
Yeah.
That's a good bunk brand name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 20,000 pounds of wood. That's funny. Yeah, but they have cruises that go from Florida all the way to Brownsville, Texas.
Really?
Through the Intercoastal Waterway.
Cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like 4 barges hooked together, and then they have some that have cabins on, and some that have like trailers on them, like travel trailers.
Yeah.
And fifth wheels and stuff. They just come in, park on there, and they just go all the way. Just
crazy.
It's a trip watching them. Just like
I was freaking out a little bit when we rented the motorhome when we were over in Germany, and you drive. I guess I wasn't freaking out, but I was excited just to try something different I hadn't done because I don't really get anxiety or freaked out. But it was just funny because you pull the motorhome up onto this boat to take the ferry across to England. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a boat. It was like a huge, just massive thing. But we were also exhausted because we had long drives and late nights. That was when we were on tour with Head PE. I think I drove like 5 hours after the show, so it was like 4 or 5 a.m. and then we got to the boat docking station, and then you have to wait in line and everything.
Yeah.
But then we're like, if we just close the curtains, because it's like a 2-hour little ferry ride or whatever, you can actually take a nap, because then you have to wake up and drive another 4 or 5 hours to get to the show. And
right.
So we tried closing the curtains, and a couple of the guys got off because they can go sit up in the lounge area and they have food and everything. But we asked one of the guys on the boat, you're not allowed to do that. And we're like, why? I mean, if you're on the car or you're on the boat or whatever, he's all, because if you're in your car and you're asleep, so we don't want to have to dive down to come find your bodies when the boat sinks.
Right.
And I'm like thinking,
whatever, the boat's gonna sink.
And I'm like thinking, this guy isn't very reassuring on any which direction on this, I'm like, but at least I'll get a nap because then I won't crash the next day from being too exhausted or whatever. And then also when you get to England, you're already exhausted and you're tired and you're like, oh. And you're like, oh shit, I got to remember to drive on the left side of the road because you have to just totally flip-flop everything over there and pay attention to all the roundabouts. And
Damn,
I miss England. It was fun. Yeah, they got roundabouts upon roundabouts over there.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, they got a ferry that goes from Galveston, Texas to from
Galveston's
Here,
all the
coming
way
in.
down by Brownsville, isn't it? Like way down
No,
there?
no, no. It's
Or is it
not-
by Corpus?
Not far from Houston.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. It's over by Beaumont, or
Yeah.
whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah, when you come down through Beaumont, you're coming down to I forgot the name of that town, but you can go through Beaumont and you go all the way down, then you come to a dead end, and that's where the ferries are at.
Okay.
You get the ferry to go across, and it's only like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I think, at the most. So you can stay in your car,
Yeah.
and you just go in there, you pull in, you go down there, semis and all kinds of stuff going on there, and then they dock, and then you just drive off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't let you. I mean, you can get out of your car if you want to.
Yeah.
You don't have
For
to.
the little short one like that.
Yeah, but it's funny because they just, they have their pilot houses. It's real long. So when they're docking, they dock on one end, and then they get ready to leave. They just run over to the other station, switch the station over, and then take off. So they're always going. Well, it's just. That would be a boring job for me.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Even like being a city bus driver, even though you'd have entertainment from your clientele,
Yeah.
but being a city bus driver and just doing the same loop every single day.
Right, yeah.
I
This
know,
is just back and forth, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
The most exciting thing, you just got to watch out for the big ships coming across.
Yeah.
Because you're not even in a channel. You just
On the way back across the ferry, I forgot we went into the gift store and I bought the little teddy from Mr. Bean because we were in England, and the little teddy that he always had, and they had him in the gift shop, and I think he was like $15. I'm like, I don't even care, I just got to get it. So now I got him sitting in our room, the little teddy.
the little Mr. Bean.
Yeah, I
teddy.
love Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean's definitely one of the best comedians ever.
Yeah.
I think my 2 favorite comedians is Mr. Bean and Louis C.K.
Really?
Very different on the comedic scale, but I don't know. Chevy Chase is pretty up there too, all his
Yeah.
movies. Sparky.
You ever hear about it? I mean, they call him the Machine.
The Machine.
Yeah, it's Brian. I forget his last name. His name's Brian. Does his shows with no shirt on.
I don't know that. Sounds interesting.
Dude
though.
is hilarious.
The Machine. I'll have to check it out.
Just look up the Machine. You'll find him. And he took Russian in college. He was wanting to take Spanish, but he wound up in a Russian class. And
That's a big difference too. That's fun.
so the teacher goes, look. He goes, "Oh, I'm out of here. I can't do it." He goes, "No, don't leave. I need you here because I need 17 students here. You're number 17, and I need to get my master's. Just stay here, and I'll give you a seat." So he took Russian for 4 years.
Yeah.
All right, so the 4th year they go to Russia, and he winds up, and they, over in Russia, the mob runs everything. So they said, "Look, this is your 2 mobsters. Do what they say. Don't talk to them. Just do what they say. They're gonna walk you to class, bring you back, all this other stuff." And he went to go introduce himself, and instead of saying, "I'm a man and I want to, go all night long with a woman," and he kind of says it in Russian a little bit.
Yeah.
He says "man" wrong, and it came out, "I'm the Machine."
I'm the Machine.
So all the Russian guys go, "Oh, you're the Machine." Okay, so they took it to. They got drunk all night long. They partied with the.
That's how he got his
gangsters.
nickname, huh? I'm
That's
the
how he got his
Machine.
nickname. Didn't get in
Funny.
trouble for anything. He's
The Machine.
part of the mob.
Yeah.
I'm the Machine. It's hilarious.
Cool.
Guy is. He's really funny.
I heard from a few friends that Vamped here in Vegas is actually doing shows again, which is
Yes.
exciting to hear.
They did, yeah. They had Saturday. They had Sweet Home Alabama, and I think Sin City Sammy played.
Cool. I like that place. We've never played there yet. I got to put
Yeah.
the word "yet" in there because I talked to him about it for our last tour, but we wound up doing the House of Blues show with Gojira on that tour. But Vamped is a rad spot. We went in there just go check it out. It's got a good atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
And I
it
knew
does.
almost all the employees there already from different clubs around town over all the.
They got a great sound system in there.
Yeah.
It's really it's top notch.
I know a lot of the time they'll do more of the 80s bands and stuff, but they've been branching out and doing a lot more, I think, just within the last few years, because for a long time people were like, "Oh, you guys don't play the right kind of music that fits the venue,"
Right.
but we went in there and everybody was super nice, and I think Patrick, our friend, was even doing sound. They're like, "Chad, what's up?" That's cool.
Yeah.
And we just went on there on a night that nothing was happening just to check it out and see the scene. But that's cool. They're doing shows again. I'm glad. I want to support as much as I can. And
Yeah.
Every tour that gets announced, I try to share it or like it or whatever I can to help spread the word, because I want music to come back full force for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dive Bar's doing shows.
Dive Bar's going again?
Yeah.
Sweet.
The new place is doing shows again.
Did you say that was the Rock Box or
Yeah.
The
Rock
Bar?
Rockstar Bar?
Bar.
Rockstar Bar, I think it is. Rockstar something.
It's at the Par 3 across from Town Center.
Yeah.
Our friends in
Nice
Scream in the
venue.
Sky and Scream at the Sky and Andrew W. Boss, I think, played there just a while back. When Any Last Words, I think you said too.
Yeah.
Those guys are
It was a good
awesome.
time. Everyone was having fun.
Boulder Dam Brewery is they're doing some shows too.
Boulder Dam Brewery,
Yeah.
where's that at?
Really small. It's up in Boulder. It's up in Boulder City. It's on
They're doing the outdoor shows.
3rd Street. Yeah, they're doing
The Scorch supposed to play?
Yeah, Scorch is going to be playing there on
Sweet.
the 19th, and they got a few surprises too coming your way.
Cool.
So
Maybe
That was
Hemlock
really
should
good.
play up there. Boulder. My dad grew up in Boulder City, and we've been staying up there a little bit off and on here and there, and so we know a lot of people up there. But I think the cops would probably get called within the first 5 minutes.
what not if you guys do acoustic sets?
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Get there, you're gonna go out there with the cajon.
My voice,
couple
my
of-
scream voice doesn't go good with acoustic.
you gotta mellow it down a little bit.
Yeah. That's cool. They're doing stuff up there, though. Scourge, you said? Are they a band from here in town?
Scorched, yeah.
Scorched?
Yeah, the Scorched. They're part of them are down in Phoenix,
Okay.
and one of them's or two of them are up here.
Sweet. I
So,
might even know a couple of the guys, but
Wade Eno.
sounds
He's
familiar. I'd have
he's one of the guys that's in it. Casey Stickley from Second Echo.
to- Okay.
He's actually their. He's actually going to be doing something with them. I really can't say yet because they haven't announced anything yet.
Cool. Hype
So-
it up.
Don't want to let the cat out of the bag. but
Yeah.
there's some good stuff going on there.
I'm glad to hear it. Vegas has always had a lot of good talent and a lot of good musicians over all the years, but some of the time it gets superseded by all the cover bands. You know,
Right.
all the casinos will pay a cover band $4,000 to play, other people's songs, and I'm like, man, if any local band ever got paid $4,000, I'm like, it would be amazing. It would help them fund a whole summer tour or whatever.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So I've always kind of felt bad for the music scene in a way that it's the town of entertainment. It's the
Right.
entertainment capital of the world or whatever it's supposed to be, but it always winds up going back to cover bands and most of that. But to hear more and more local bands coming about and building up the scene again, because it seems like it goes in waves up and down a little bit.
Right.
But we're too stubborn to go away is the problem with us. We just keep going and going. 28 years, we're like the grandfathers of metal. We're classic rock now.
Yeah.
Not really that style, but we could consider,
Right.
because what is it, 25 years for a classic car?
Yeah.
So Hemlock is classic rock.
Oh yeah. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like when they play
I feel old now.
Yeah.
Dang.
Age just now.
Yeah, I kind of got a little older.
Like when they play Bon Jovi and Def Leppard on KKLZ now or whatever. And you're like, damn, I always thought that was like Led Zeppelin and the Doors and Creedence
Right.
Clearwater, and now they're mixing in Def Leppard and Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But it's all good. Good music's good music. That's when you know it's good, when it tells, when it lasts
Right.
the test of time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Shit, I was gonna say something. I just completely spaced on what I was gonna say because you derailed me. Not your fault. No, but
Let's just talk about boobies again or something.
yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Tell us some more about what you guys got going.
Yeah. Tell us. Yeah.
Well,
I'll put the camera on you.
We are, like I said, currently getting into writing mode. We're looking to have something done by the end of summer and hopefully be playing live around September when things look like they're going to start picking back up for the tours and stuff.
I'm crossing my fingers for the fall too.
Yeah,
definitely.
so we're hopefully we can all quit our day jobs and just go do a tour and get this shit done with.
Right.
People are suffering all over, and metal brings everyone together.
Oh, yeah.
Music is
And-
the soundtrack of our
yeah.
lives.
Yeah. Well, no, not just metal, but music in general. You know.
Yeah, but there's that angst in metal. People
It
people
does
need
bring
to
people.
release.
Yeah.
Mosh
And-
pits will bring you real close.
Mosh pits make friends. There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go. That's a good
They really
slogan.
do.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
really
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And-
I've met a lot of good
And
people
we're
in the
on
mosh pit.
we're on
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
we're on the way heavier side. So there's a
Cool.
lot of double bass in this stuff, and
Just think about, with metal music, I've always loved the double bass
Yeah.
kick. The bass and
It
the
sounds like
guitars.
cannons.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it's that driving.
a lot of cymbal accents, a lot of double
Yeah.
bass.
Well,
Scott,
you got the right cymbals for it too, because those Orions, those crashes are badass.
yeah, they're sweet sound, and I can make them sing back there, and that's beautiful. I just picked up this god ugly Ludwig snare,
I saw that.
the Black Beauty, and I put a marching band head on it.
How's it sound?
Sounds metal.
Yeah.
Really, you put a marching head on it?
Yeah.
Ludwigs,
wow.
Ludwigs are tanks. They
metal,
Yeah.
metal as hell. So our sound's real crunchy, real. Couple people said like the old Morbid Angel type stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So we're bringing a different
You
flavor.
got me curious now. I wanna
We're
hear some.
adding stuff to that. This is our rehearsal studio stuff at the Griffin. We didn't bring none of our electronics and stuff in yet. And
Uh-huh.
we're bringing that into the mix like Static X with backing tracks and stuff like that. So it's slowly all coming together.
Are you gonna play to a click track?
Hell no. I don't know how to play to a click track.
We're cavemen with it too. I mean, we
Yeah.
use a click track when we go into the studio because you have headphones and everything.
Right.
And there's a lot of bands we tour with that have click tracks and they have the backing tracks, and it makes sense. It's cool, it's big, it's whatever. But for me personally, if you have headphones on like this, or in-ears or whatever, you can't really hear what the audience is doing or saying or whatever, and we
Yeah.
interact a ton. So if somebody in the back's like, play the so-and-so song or whatever, and I hear them, I'm like, all right, we'll play that one next, or whatever.
Right.
And I mean, unless they yell Freebird, because we don't ever do covers. We've got enough Hemlock songs as it is. But
I have never heard at a Hemlock show. I mean, I've
Freebird.
only been to a couple of your shows. I've heard people shout out songs, but
Yeah.
never Freebird.
yeah, we've gotten it all over the years. But it's cool because we can interact with the crowd, or if somebody yells something funny, I'll joke back, and we interact a ton. So
Right.
to have the disconnect with the click and also we toured with Meshuggah, and of course they're on a click because they play that supreme math metal, just
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
And everything's got to line up. But so sometimes even in between songs, they don't have time to like talk to the crowd or whatever because it's all mapped out their whole set.
Mm.
But for me, sometimes I like to tell stupid jokes or just talk to the crowd or tell them about something back in the day playing at the Huntridge or whatever. I mean,
I can play to a click.
yeah.
It just doesn't.
I think
seem,
it takes out the human element. for
Yeah,
sure.
it doesn't feel natural to
Yeah.
me. I mean,
Right.
I like to feel that bass speaker pointed right at me where I'm going off
Yeah.
of that.
Mhm.
And then I like that vocal right here where I can hear what he's doing.
Yeah, you feed
And it becomes more natural.
feed off of
Right.
each other, and then
Yeah.
sometimes if you're getting all pumped up, your song starts going faster and faster.
Yeah, like rehearsal, I haven't broke a collision drumstick in a while, and we were into some sort of tone, and I broke 2 sticks on one little section. I
Yeah.
said, well, mark that because something was happening back
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And if I'm snapping drumsticks, and I don't snap them, I snap the cheaper ones easily, but not
Yeah.
these collision ones, and it shocked me that I broke 2 on one little section of jam
That's
session.
going to be the part where the blood shed in the mosh pit, and then everybody's
Yeah.
smiling.
Yeah.
Smiling and bleeding.
So it's gonna be a heavy type beast coming out. But clicks, I don't know. I remember being in the recording studio with one band, and he goes, "Well, count to 4." What do you mean? He goes, "Well, click your sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4." Well, fuck that. I count in my head, and I kept on saying I count in my head because this screws me up. Because am I supposed to hit on 4 or hit on 3? So I count in my head 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll start. And he got
1, 2,
the producer
3.
got so pissed off at me. He goes, "What you just doing?" I said, "All right, man." But I count in my head.
I never had
Right.
known before for years and years because I was never in the film industry. But when they actually like snap the thing down, the little wood clicker
Mhm.
thing or whatever, that's actually where they sync up the sound to the film from that click like that. I never knew that before. I always just thought it was like, everybody shut the fuck up, action or whatever, you know that click means don't talk or whatever. But they actually use that. They use it to sync up the sound and the audio. They use that little click so they can look at it and line it all up just right. I learned that just like a year ago.
Wow.
Well, I guess I should clarify backing tracks. Fosse will be on there with his mass stuff, mumbo jumbo and stuff like that will be going on in the background with, you know, the establishment keeping us down like sheep. And there'll be some interesting stuff coming out of our little music.
Sounds
realm.
interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to be try not to be too political, but some things need to be said, and
Right.
we have that platform to say it now.
I think there's a difference on saying what you think, and there's a difference of being political.
Yeah.
You can say what you think, but this is just my opinion, and this is what's going on. And you're not saying, well, the Republican Party says, or the Democratic Party says, or the Independents say, or, you know, like, who gives a shit?
We're just going to have stuff with them backtracking, eating their words, and, you know, hypocrites. We're going to bring out the hypocritical establishment, so to speak.
I think we ought to get Jeff Dunham to make another doll that looks like Biden, but I think he already has one, and that's Walter.
Walter
kind of resembles Biden a little bit.
Dunham's the one that had all the puppets, right?
Yeah.
He had that little skeleton one and stuff. He's funny.
Ahmed the Dead Terrorist.
I'm still thinking about Mr. Bean with his little bear.
And we're bringing
I know why I got derailed. We were talking about cover bands.
Yeah.
And there was a question that got posted. I think Cheryl posted this. Paulie said that Paulie Walnuts from Smashing Alice and was it Chaos Bender and the Trailer Park Trash or something like that.
That's a great name.
Yeah. Good band. Yeah, good band. Original band.
Cool.
And it's he was saying that Vegas just wants strictly cover bands. They don't want original bands anymore and blah blah blah. I think that's always been the Strip.
Yeah.
You know, Fremont Street and the Strip. Yeah, leave the cover bands there. Let's get the other venues, get the original bands going.
Stuff off of the Strip. Except for the House of Blues, But still, even then, they have their residency stuff and show
we have
stuff.
the Dive Bar still. Vamped is there. That new rock place.
Double Down.
The Hundredge will be back, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. That's pretty cool.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
I read the article and it sounds like he wants to bring it back to what it was.
That'd be nice.
So, maybe we'll see.
I gotta find out who
hemlock
that is. I gotta get him on the show.
Yeah.
Dude, what's going on?
Like, all right, Captain Steve-O is going to host the very first grand opening show.
Yeah, we'll broadcast that shit live.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all this can be moved.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I got a radio in a box I can put it all in. But yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
So I know in Vegas, I was going to ask you about cosplay stuff because they've canceled every single event, huge, all the things at the convention centers and stuff. So are there any things like that coming up at all?
So there was supposed to be one in March, late March. And it got canceled, of course, obviously. The next one I know about is supposed to be in I want to say mid-fall.
So they're still pushing that far back.
Like October 8th was supposed to be the next one, I think.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of things are getting pushed back into there.
I hope it goes through. Our friend Dave worked at all the conventions on the Strip, and he said all of them, the cement ones, and then, of course, all the ones that have the big construction ones, a lot of that stuff is from overseas, so they have to cancel all those, and I'm just like, man, I want stuff to kind of get going again, so wondered if they were even doing smaller versions of the cosplays or any of that, or...
Not that I've seen. I know a friend of mine, Paris, I can never remember her username. Paris Cosplay, something like that. She went to, in her state, they did a smaller convention.
Yeah.
Like out of one of the smaller stores, like one of the closed down stores. And they still had to wear masks. So hopefully we get to a point where we are doing
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. My sister took us before all the lockdown and craziness, so a couple of years ago to is it the Millennium Fandom? That's a pretty fun spot. We went there on just a normal night, and it was still pretty packed. It wasn't like a special event or whatever, but there was some guy in the side room painting stuff, and we walked by and was like, Chad, Hemlock, what's up? It was cool knowing some of the people down there too, but all the stuff like that, all the entertainment, music and arts and all that stuff kind of morphs together. But
well, I think the concrete convention is a go. So I'm pretty sure that one's still a go. That's going to be the first
one back.
That big concrete convention.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
And that's a go. And I know I just got a notification a couple days ago that Ginger and Suicide Silence just rescheduled their dates.
Okay.
So
yeah, I saw that tour announcement.
They're coming back in October. So I think that plays with our game plan too of being ready for everything in September.
Yeah, right.
And fingers crossed we can just get out there. I mean, I'm tired of working.
You guys should set up a convention or small cosplay down in Lake Havasu. Those people down there know how to party.
Yeah.
We went down there and everybody's on the boats just dancing and smiling and laughing. And just a couple weeks ago, it was like 80 degrees out, jet skis everywhere, people blasting music. It was. I just like seeing people happy again. Because for a while there, it's just everybody living in fear and just always, pissed off. And I'm like,
quarantine was weird.
Yeah.
You know that Lake Havasu is the during spring break. It's the #1 spot for a threesome.
But we were joking when we were down there. I think that's where they filmed almost every episode of Girls Gone Wild back.
I think so. Yeah. They did that for a while.
It wasn't that wild when we were there as far as that side goes, but it was fun just to see all the boats because they go through that little canal right there.
Yeah.
It was funny when we were over in London. We went on the boat tour over there, and they're telling you the story because when I was little, we went there with our family to Lake Havasu, and they tell you that they got all the bricks and in the 70s and numbered them all and brought them all over and built the actual bridge from London over there. But when we were on the boat tour over there in London, they were talking about how there was a bombing on the bridge and something with a revolt and whatever. I don't remember the whole story, but that it was like a damaged bridge. That way the guy actually was able to buy it cheaper, and they built a new bridge in its place. So we saw the new London Bridge in London, but then going to see the one in Havasu, it's just fun how they built it all back. And now that we had been over in England, even the lampposts in Havasu and all the, even like all the locks on the fence and everything, it's so, English, and just, it's cool to see the similarities and the little fountains with all the little lions and stuff. I'm like, you don't see that stuff in the States as much.
Oh, wow.
So it was fun going back down there. We hadn't been down there in like 12 or 13 years.
Arizona's open now, I think.
I don't think I've ever been down there.
So,
Like
Texas
Havasu?
is open.
I always heard about it, never went
You're
down
a captain. Take a boat down there and go sail
I
around.
believe Utah is
Lake Havasu's
opening.
rad.
there. Yeah.
So, I mean, things are opening up all around us.
Yeah.
I
I
can't wait to
mean,
get back to traveling.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
gonna be so much fun. I miss
so
Seattle.
eventually, hopefully, we can at least hit this loop tour somewhere through
Yeah.
Sure.
Arizona, Texas, up to Utah.
Yeah.
You say you miss
who knows
Seattle?
I
You
miss
used to
Seattle.
live up there?
No, I went to a con right before COVID hit up there, and it was beautiful. I love Seattle. I love the,
Well, that's a big con, too.
Yeah,
that's
FanX.
like-
Not FanX, sorry.
As big as the San Diego
Yeah, that's
one.
What's it called?
Emerald City?
Emerald City.
Comic-Con, yeah.
The whole
I thought it was
north,
called FanX.
the whole Northwest is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, anybody listening, and you ever can drive the Oregon coast all the way
Oh,
down,
yeah.
man, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
We took our big old bus up there. We had a couple days off. I booked it that way on purpose because like a Tuesday in Medford, Oregon doesn't do as good as like a Friday in Portland or whatever. So we still booked the shows. But we had a few days off, and we went through the redwood forest and worked our way up, and then went up the coast. There was a couple of roads that were a little sketchy for our 35-foot bus. I wasn't sure if we were going to fall off the cliff or cave it in or what, but I was like, I'm determined to go see it all. So we drove through and kept stopping and taking photos and stuff. Oregon's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Washington's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
We went up and did some shows up in Sequim, Washington before, up there kind of by Port Angeles where they filmed Twilight and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But some friends from Pahrump that used to be in a band called Dirt that we played with at the Pahrump Bob Roode Community Center years and years and years ago moved up there. Like one of their parents moved to Sequim, Washington. So then the band all moved up there with the guy that moved up there with the family. So they just emailed us. They're like, you guys want to come play in Squim, Washington. Like I just always pictured Seattle to be like right on the edge because that was the big city. But you go down and underneath by Olympia, and there's this whole peninsula of beauty and forest and awesomeness up there. So we were driving up through there, and you see all the totem poles and all the cool culture up there. And that was one of the places where the dude that worked at McDonald's came to the show, and we used to have these hemlock shirts that had McDonald's characters that I drew that were all like mangled and funny, and it said hemlock, and the M was the golden M. And the guy said, "Hey, come by my work. I want to buy 2 of those shirts from you." Mm-hmm. So we were like, is this dude setting this up? Is he gonna like bust us for having these McDonald's shirts, or is he for real? So we went in there and we were like, screw it, let's go. And he actually bought 2 of our hemlock McDonald's shirts in a McDonald's up by Squim, Washington. It was pretty funny.
Oh wow!
Thought we were gonna get busted by Ronald McDonald himself or something. I drew all of it. It's ridiculous. It has Ronald McDonald in a meat grinder, and Grimace had shot himself, so he has a bullet hole in his head. It's very Garbage Pail Kid orientated.
Right.
The Hamburglar is hanging by a noose, and then on the back it has the Fry Guys on fire, and Mayor McCheese getting cut with a chainsaw. But it said, "I'm loving it," and Hemlock. We sold so many of those shirts in Europe, it was unreal. I couldn't believe it. It was so funny. I didn't even realize at the time that, I mean, I know McDonald's are worldwide, but there's certain fast food places that don't actually make the transition across seas. Like there's not Wendy's over in Europe because there was a different hamburger chain or something like that called Wendy's back in the day.
Right.
So Wendy's aren't over there, but they have Wendy's in Japan, but not in Europe.
Right.
And then like they have KFCs everywhere. So when you go to like in the Czech Republic, and we would call it Kentucky Fried Chicken because good stuff like that, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's just it's cool when you're going places and you see familiar things, but then you go and places you never would have seen before if you hadn't have been. Or the other thing in the States where it's like Carl's Jr., but then there's somewhere in the middle of the United States to where I don't know how or why they decided, but they changed the name to Hardee's, but it's the same star and everything.
Right.
So there's like a third of the United States is Carl's Jr., and then the other 2/3 is Hardee's. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's East Coast. I
don't know if it's a trademark reason or I don't know.
I think it's the same company, only one's East Coast and the other one is...
Maybe it was like a husband and wife that owned it and they got a divorce or something.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
All right, you just be Carl's Jr., I'll be the Hardee's.
Yeah. And then we went down...
I think that's what Carl's last name was Hardee's.
Yeah. We went to the Strip the other night down by Fremont, and I saw that they have a White Castle down there now.
Yeah.
Not that I ate that anymore anyways, but it's still fun just to see, because I think the last time we ate at White Castle was probably in Illinois.
Yeah.
And then we used to eat at Crystal Burger a bunch too down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I'm missing all the places and traveling.
Castle Burger. They're too small.
Yeah, you have to get like 25
tiny,
of them.
They're tiny. It's all bread.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's the big deal? I was like, oh, this is the best thing.
It's just
I can make one at home bigger than this.
It's just when people go out drinking and they want something greasy to eat afterwards, you know.
Right.
Especially down there on Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Right.
Yeah. Funny stuff.
Oh no, down on Bourbon Street, I'd rather have a bowl of gumbo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's greasy enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss traveling.
I don't think we have the budget for gumbo, do we?
The budget for gumbo?
Oh, gumbo's pretty cheap down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been down there in quite some time.
New Orleans is awesome.
Well, there's a difference between gumbo and jambalaya. Jambalaya is rice and, crawfish and sausage.
See,
Gumbo is a soup.
Yeah.
It's like a soup.
Now I just eat exciting things like potatoes and oatmeal and stuff.
I can't eat potatoes. I can't eat a lot of things anymore. I found out I'm diabetic.
Okay.
And so I got to lower my sugar and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
that's no
She
fun.
goes, no more potatoes, no pasta. No this. I said, can I have cheese? She goes, oh yeah, you can have cheese. I said, okay, cool, because I like cheese with my cheese.
Yeah.
She goes, well, don't overdo it. And I'm like, you can't overdo cheese. There's no such thing.
Yeah, I like to tease that me and my wife are now satanic because we haven't eaten cheese in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
We're not really satanic, but that's how evil it is. Cause
that's sacrilegious.
See, that's what I'm saying. It sounds we ate enough cheese in my first 39 years of my life for like 5 lifetimes. Yeah. And we just decided to cut it out. And after 2 weeks, you don't get the cravings anymore. But yeah, we used to go on cheese dates. Like we were at the Rainbow in Hollywood before. And we were like, all right, let's get a salad with cheese and let's get those cheese cubes there that they have, and then we'll get cheese pizza, and then we'll get cheesecake. They were like, yes. And of course, this is when I was the heaviest point in my life, you know. But we cut it out, and I lost 50 pounds after cutting out cheese.
Wow.
So no more cheese for me, but I'll give you my cheese.
I can't.
That's the problem being a band on tour is everybody wants to just give you pizza all the time in the States. Over in Europe,
Right.
they'll offer you all kinds of like, here's some falafel. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. You know?
What is that?
Well, now I know because I love it. It's baked beans. It's so good, and it's kind of like what they put in the hero sandwiches over, you know, like the gyros or heroes.
Heroes, yeah.
Gyros. I like to say gyros.
Gyros, yeah. Gyros, heroes.
It's my Las Vegas accent, you know.
Heroes starts with an H.
But yeah, falafel. It's like baked beans, and it's kind of like crushed and seasoned, you know, kind of like Greek. And
Really?
we had the best falafel things when we were over in Greece. It was amazing.
Oh, wow. I always thought that was just called baked beans.
Yeah, it's different a little bit. It's kind of breadier texture. You'd probably
Oh,
recognize it if you had it. And you're like, this is a falafel. But over in Europe, we did a show in Vienna, Austria, and they had this huge, crazy whole like vegan spread and just all this deliciousness. I don't even know what half this stuff is, but it was so good. Just grubbing down on it, and you don't feel all greased down and heavy for when you're jumping around on stage. Because I used to do that and just eat as much as I could before we'd play because I was hungry. And then 2 different times you just get so exhausted and jumping around that I ran behind my bass amp and threw up everywhere, you know. I'm like, actually one of them was when we were on tour with Ministry in Meshuggah. Shit was crazy. I ate a ton of food. I don't even remember what city we were in, but I drank too much energy drink too because we had long drives. So it was like all this pink vomit had come out and blasted, but I couldn't make it to the side all the way behind. And I wasn't trying to be like Guar and put on a puke fest on purpose, but I was trying to not gross people out in the audience, you know, even though it's funny, but at the same time. So I kind of turned my back, and because we're jumping around and just going hard and screaming and all that, and it doesn't settle right if you had. So I just puked it all over, and it was like right where all the dudes in Meshuggah and Ministry had to wheel their stuff through. And I ran over to our roadie that was on the road with us. His name's Bucky. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's from Flagstaff, Arizona, because this was a trooper right here. This was in 2008. Chunks and chunks of just a pile of pink puke. And I was like, dude. And this is during the middle of the song. I was like, bro, I'm so fucking sorry, but I need you to clean this up for me because I don't want Ministry and Meshuggah to get pissed that I puked right in the only walkway to get through, you know. He's all, what do I clean it up with? I said, I don't know, I gotta go. And I ran back out and started singing. I said, dude, I'll buy you a couple packs of cigarettes, whatever, just get it, bro. So I'm out there jamming, and I'm like looking over, and I see him. He pulled a garbage can, and he's like scooping it up, and like with his hands. And I was like, oh man, this guy feels so bad. And then when we were done, I went over and I put my guitar up, and I ran up, I gave him a hug. I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. And I looked, and he had his hoodie on, but he wasn't wearing a shirt underneath. He had taken his own shirt off, too, to, like, mop it up.
Oh, shit.
And got it all, like, wringing it out in the garbage can. I'm like, dude, I'll give you, like, 4 hemlock shirts, and I'll buy you 2 packs of smokes and whatever else you need. I'm so sorry, man. But he got it all cleaned up while we were playing, and I was just thinking, I was like, man, why wasn't all that on video, like, from the side profile? You know?
Oh, wow.
That was crazy. That was a good bro move right there, because I didn't want them, you know, slipping in my vomit and getting kicked off the tour or something. And then I realized I shouldn't eat. So now I actually don't eat anything within 2 hours before we go on stage, and try not to be all bloated and heavy or whatever. Because we did one show at the Ozone. You remember that place? Mm-hmm. We did a show at Ozone years and years ago, and it was somebody's birthday. I think my sister's birthday or something. We made a cake, and we had just bought a bunch of Taco Bell. So it was funny, and I was eating a bite of burrito on stage while we're playing, and I'm jamming. I bite a bite of burrito, and I toss it out to the audience to try and start a food fight, just because I thought it was funny. So, and then we sang Happy Birthday, and then people were throwing cake and stuff, and it was just but that was, I think that was the second time I threw up was the Taco Bell, but that was behind the amplifiers.
Oh, okay.
So other than that, I don't think I've ever thrown up on stage except for once in San Antonio, but that was all water because we were so hot and so crazy. It was outside, muggy San Antonio. We were on tour with Chimera. It was like 130 degrees out and just thick. So I was chugging water after water after water, and I realized that's just as bad as being full of Taco Bell because now I'm bloated with water.
Right.
So all this just water came out. So that one wasn't nowhere near as cool of a story as the pink vomit scooper.
Oh, yeah.
Bucky, that was for you.
Dang, Bucky.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, throwing up water's not good.
Yeah, it hurt, but it wasn't as gross and it didn't stink as bad, you know.
Right. But you could be over hot
Yeah.
and then take a drink of really cold water,
Yeah.
and it'll puke right back up.
Yeah.
You're just done. Man.
Ozfest, yeah, that was.
Hot
when
days.
when you're one of the opening bands, you're in that 3 o'clock heat, just dying.
I've always
Yeah.
wondered why they do those
Dying.
summer festivals in the desert cities in August. Like, why don't they do them in like October when it's all beautiful outside or something? You
It's
know?
cool. It's a lot cooler.
Or because the hottest show we ever did was one of those Rockstar Mayhem Festival shows, similar to
And everything's
Ozfest,
black.
in
backdrop.
Phoenix on the asphalt, you know, and we were on the
Right.
second stage, and I was like, oh my, it's so hot, and where you're like looking at each other to see if you have the stripes from heat stroke or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't they do this in Flagstaff? Flagstaff's like 30 degrees cooler. I'm like, man, it would be so nice to do that big summer show in Flagstaff, and everybody from
Right.
Phoenix would probably make the drive anyways, just because they
Right.
wouldn't get heat stroke.
Oh yeah.
And then people from Vegas would come, but you know, Phoenix also just is such a bigger city, so they always do it there. And I'm like, people are gonna die. It's 130 and it's humid because it had just rained the day before. I remember.
Oh yeah. It's sticky.
I was gonna say I thought Mudvayne might have been playing. I don't remember, but I just remember just heat billowing off the mosh pit. I don't remember who it was. Maybe Hatebreed. I just remember feeling like it was like people putting blow dryers on you while you're already like 130 degrees outside.
Yeah, I played one here in a church parking lot in the middle of summer. In a parking lot with no canopy. That
Oh,
was
man.
a motherfucker.
Were you swearing in the parking lot?
I was swearing behind the drum kit.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear. I was sweating so much.
Yeah.
And I was wearing my black Get Up Vegas night shit. And
Yeah.
it was miserable. I got off the drum kit and I went back and
Yeah.
just heat exhaustion.
It's a dry
I
heat,
gotta-
but people don't understand though. When July
It's
and
still hot.
August hit, and you
Yeah.
just so much sweat that you can't. When you
Oh,
open
yeah.
up the door of your house and it feels like some like buddy punched you in the face, but it's the heat billowing in.
Oh yeah.
It felt like I had swimming pools in my ears.
Yeah.
You'd hear the music just come in waves. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
what in the hell's going on?
See,
Yeah.
that's the same thing. You should have done that show in October.
Yep.
All beautiful and
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Those dudes in Slipknot, I don't know how they. I mean, now they can afford nice masks, of course, but in their early days,
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. You could barely see out of those things and just sweating and crazy. And
Oh yeah. Yeah.
props
That's
to
just-
them.
I don't know how IDSFA does it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
That's a different beast too.
Those guys are just because they're full masked on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least my mask for them is a little forgiving for
You
a
got
drummer.
you got one with the mouth cut out at least so you can breathe or not?
Yeah, and the mask is cut out and sticks off your face a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting the full brunt, and there's gonna be a fan right blowing on my ass. But
Yeah.
But even trying to
Like-
see out of those things,
like
it'd
the
be
other
hard.
guys, though, I mean, they're in full jumpsuit craziness, and they played that show. I wasn't with
That
them
same
at the
summer
point.
show?
They
Right.
played that same
my
show in that
And they're
parking
still
lot.
alive?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was when you were with
He
what's
who will
his,
not be
He
named.
who would
Yeah.
not be named.
Yeah.
He who will not be
That
named.
punk bitch. Never mind.
He who
No.
would not be named.
He
Yeah.
will not be named. Yeah, it was that show.
Yeah.
And they did it in their full getup.
Props.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think I
And
could
that
do
parking lot was hot.
Oh yeah.
That thing
Yeah.
was bitchin' beating in the sun that day. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I puked, so I don't know how they did it.
Oh, I got a pretty cool story to share with you guys.
It's,
It was kind of like a not really like a fan moment.
yeah.
But I was down in San Diego. We were meeting with a potential sponsor and packaging company,
Okay.
and get back on there. And I'd never met these guys at all. Never seen them before. Never heard of them. We're talking and everything. So I asked him, okay, well, what about your advertising? How do you guys advertise to get your name out there? And he goes, well, we don't right now. And so I go, oh, okay. So told him about the station and everything. He goes, oh, okay. He looked it up real quick, and he looks at his phone, and he looks at me, and he goes, I know you. Because I've heard your show before. And I went, really?
Awesome.
I'm like, nice. Okay. He goes, yeah, as soon as we get some more things going on, and yeah, we'll definitely want to be a part of that. And I'm like,
Kick ass.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. I was just like, wow. Yeah.
You never know who's tuning in. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I mean, it's just like, nice. I guess I am doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I have a fan moment. Since we're talking about fan moments,
Uh-huh.
I had 3 girls follow me around Walmart. I guess they recognized me from TikTok. They came up to me. I was in the ice cream aisle. They came up to me and they're like, "Are you cosfancy?" I was like, "Yeah."
Awesome.
They were like, "Can we get your picture with? Can I get your picture with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So
That's great.
yeah. Do you guys have any fun fan moments?
There's all kinds of crazy ones.
I don't, and like you, they're not fans, they're friends.
Yeah.
And I like to treat all of them like they're my people because they're good people. They come out, they enjoy a show. I go out of my way to, mingle with them and introduce myself to them after the show. But yeah, there's some freaky moments.
I think I probably freak them out more. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
No, I always am just kind of obnoxious and loud in a nice, fun way. And there's millions of them because it's been 28 years or whatever of just people that, want to take photos or whatever or get things signed. But I always go above and beyond and try to, do something cool, give them a pic or whatever, But there was a kid one time, we were in AutoZone, and this kid was hiding on the other side of the aisle, like kind of shaking almost. And my wife saw me, and she was like, "That's the guy in hemlock." She's like, "Yeah, he's really, really nice. Go over and talk to him, And it was like a younger kid, and he was just kind of like scared and like, "No way," like freaking out. So and then my wife came and told me, and she's like, "Yeah, he's excited." So I was like, "Hey," I went out of my way to go talk to him, took a picture with him, let him know. It was cool, to see somebody getting that worked up, because to me, I'm just a goofball that likes to play music,
Right, right.
But, there's crazy stories, like when we were in the Czech Republic in Prague the last 2 tours ago, there was this dude there with dreadlocks, and he loved the band, but he didn't speak English, so it kind of made it funner to try and just be like, "Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, oh." But he kept trying to and I was soaked in sweat. It was so hot and crazy, and we just got done jamming, and he kept trying to pull at my shirt. And I didn't know what he was trying to say because he didn't speak English, and I don't know how to speak Czech because Czech is a super crazy language.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It took me like 3 weeks of being on the tour of how to pronounce one of the cities we were playing in, because on the back of the shirt it was like I had to type it all out, and I was like, it's called České Budějovice. But I was like, it looked like Česká Budějovice. And they're like, "Oh." But this dude kept pulling at my shirt, and I don't know how to say, but it's just crazy over there, the language barrier and everything. But I could tell he was into it, and he kept pulling like this, and he started to take off his shirt, and I'm like, "Oh, he wants to trade me shirts." And then I told my wife, because I always wear Garbage Pail Kid shirts almost every day for the last 16 years. I make them and I do little iron-ons, different color ones, and different. If it's a vomit one, I put it on a green shirt, and if it's a pee one, I put it on a yellow shirt. Just stupid, immature stuff. But when you're in Europe, you can't take as much of your stuff. When we're on our bus, I'll have 20 shirts or whatever, Right. When we're in Europe, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take 7 shirts, and then we'll just wash them once a week or whatever.
Right.
So I told my wife, I was like, "I only got fucking 7 shirts, and this dude wants to trade." I'm like, "Man." And I was trying to explain to him that I only got 7 shirts, and we still got another month of dates. But of course I couldn't explain that. I could barely say hello, or whatever. We were smiling and laughing. He kept tugging at my shirt. So finally I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it anyway." So we traded shirts. But then the other thing that was crazy is my shirt was all the way sweaty except for one little dry spot at the bottom. He took it and put it on. I was like, "Oh my, it's fucking so sweaty. It's so crazy." But he gave me his shirt, and we were friends, and it's cool. Yeah. But I don't know. That was a funny one that just came up thinking about it,
But that's a great story.
There's people that come up and they're like, "Oh, sign, our friend in Budapest." He named his tattoo shop after one of our songs. It's called Brutality. So he named his tattoo shop Brutality Tattoo, and I know his name is Zolt. He doesn't speak very good English or whatever, and we were talking, but and it's loud at a concert too, so it's also hard to have a normal conversation when a band is playing or whatever. But he wanted me to draw a hemlock logo on his leg because he was going to get a tattoo the next day. So then, of course, I'm under the pressure, and I'm like, I got to draw this good, but then if I don't get it exactly straight or whatever, so I kind of did it jagged style on purpose, kind of like a scratchy logo or whatever, and sure enough, he got it tattooed the next day. I was like, "Oh man, I wish I would have known ahead of time. I could have drawn you something a little more clean on paper or whatever," but it made it more authentic and cool that way.
Right.
And then when we were in England, another dude, I drew a cartoon of me on his arm, and then he wanted all of us to sign around it. And he went and got it tattooed the next day. I was like, man, that dude's down for life. And it's crazy because it's not like it's like up here, or it's not like it's on his hip where he can hide it, or not like on his dick where I signed that other guy. It's right here on his forearm, like the whole forearm, and it's got all of our names autographed around it. And I just like, it's an honor when people are that like excited about it, and the music and everything. But then you can also get on the whole other spectrum of things where you're like, where the music connects with the people and it actually means something to them, and they tell you that, like, man, listening to that really got me through a rough time in my life, and just this and that, you saved my life, and you get goosebumps of how much music actually means to people, and it's cool to have that connection, because that's not me, that's the music, which is the channel. I mean, it's all just connected. So I don't know, but like you said, we wind up becoming friends with almost all of our fans, so we know so many of them. So it's rad that those girls recognized you, and that you weren't like, no pictures.
Oh, no.
That you were like, fuck yeah, come on, let's take some photos. Let's go to the cheese aisle and take some funny photos or whatever,
I still, every time I'm out here, there's
pillow fight,
photos.
Yeah, that's cool. And now everybody with cell phones, of course, it just makes it quick and easy. Because back in the day, when they're like, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Let me take another one in case you blink.
Really?
Yeah,
Little throwaway cameras.
Yeah.
You're that one guy, yeah.
So now I'm always funny. I'm like, yeah, bring it in. Take like 4 of them. And they're like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Take 20 of them. We're here because you're here. And I always try to make sure that they feel welcome and cool about it all.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't like rock stars that have egos. I like rock stars that are awesome and down to earth.
And even when you're having a bad day, I still try to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never want to make them feel like they're taking up your time.
Yeah.
No,
like that, or
never.
try not to. It's very...
I've had the most meaningless conversations just because they wanted to say hi and ask about the band, and then I'm listening to life stories.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's rad because then they go and they remember, like, oh, that guy from the band was so cool, or
and then
Cosfancy was so sweet, or Steve dedicated a song to me on the Desert Princess years ago, and he didn't remember who I was, but he remembered what shirt I was wearing last time. Whatever, I mean, any small thing like that, it's cool when you connect with people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I had one lady come on, and we had the cruise, not the cruise before, but the last cruise that she was on. There was a guy that dropped his keys in the bottom of his boat. We're hanging out at the dam and everything, just hanging out there. People just taking pictures and everything. This guy goes, yeah, man, can you shine your spotlight so I can find my keys? I'm like, no, dude, I can't do that. Because I knew once I shine the spotlight, he's going to moon everybody. Right? I knew it was going to happen.
Sounds like one of my friends or something.
I'm like, come on, man. I said, really? Seriously? You don't have a flashlight. You're out here on Lake Mead. It's dark, and you don't have a flashlight? He goes, no, man, I kind of know where it's at. I'm like, okay, all right. So in the wheelhouse, I put the spotlight on. It's like, click, click, just on and off real quick. And he was that bare ass running every full moon.
Really?
Full moon everywhere.
I love it that you knew before. Is that a common thing? I never knew that.
Oh yeah, you get flashed out there, you get mooned out there.
I dropped my keys. That's a great.
It was just like, you didn't drop your fucking keys. I'm just like, oh god, this is gonna. Lady comes over and she goes, you think we'll have a full moon tonight? And I thought she's talking about the moon.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that was a couple of days ago. It's kind of. She goes, no, you think we're gonna get moon? And I'm like, you were on that cruise, weren't you? She goes, yeah. She goes, I've never seen anybody turn the light on and off that fast. Like, sorry.
That's great.
But it's fun.
We're gonna have to invite that guy on the boat to our next show.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, do a boat show.
Boats
and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes. Yeah.
Just cruise around Lake Mead playing metal.
Oh yeah. Get on a.
The Desert Princess featuring Hemlock.
Sure. Get on the top deck. Yeah.
Then you get go-go dancers and get Cosfancy's friends, and they'll get paddles, so they get paddled on the paddle boat. They do that shit at the Hofbrau House. Have you ever been there here in town? Oh man, if you ever get a chance, go to the Hofbrau House. It's German theme right there. I think it's still there by the Hard Rock. That was one of the wildest dinners I've ever been to. Those ladies bring out these huge wooden paddles with shot glasses, and like, I don't drink, but the other guys all did. So they take it off, and then once you take your shots, they spank you, but they whack them so hard that I'm like, oh, that one just made me flinch, and I'm not even the one getting spanked. And the guys in the band were drinking pretty hard, and some of our friends from Casper, Wyoming were down visiting, and it was just so crazy and funny. We were all laughing and being obnoxious because it's just loud, and they have this band playing. So the dude comes up, he's playing guitar on the table, and he's like dancing on our table, and my brother and our old guitar player cheers their beer mugs so hard that glass shattered everywhere. So beer's everywhere, and this German guy's dancing in his lederhosen's going, and our other guitar player, Aaron at the time, he's not in the band anymore, so I can, tell the story in full detail. They're jamming, and the guy's dancing and playing, and Aaron goes like this up by the guy, like he's pretending like he's blowing. The German guy was playing guitar, and the guy's just laughing and dancing on the table, and then these ladies are spanking the other guys at the end of the table. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Just trying to enjoy a pretzel. This is insane.
Is anyone in a pretzel?
And it was funny. So, and then I think that there's more to the story, but it gets real crazy and graphic, so I won't go into all of it because I don't want to gross I've already talked about puke and piss and all that, but one of the funny jokes.
We go all over the place in this show.
Aaron, our old guitar player, had taken some fries and was wiping them all over his dick, just being hyper and trying to feed them to the people at the table. So one or two of the other guys were eating them. I'm like, not me, no way. So then the waitress comes up, like after the guy's dancing and everything, she's, oh, how's everything? How is it? They're like, well, the fries taste like dick. And she's like, what are you doing? And it was just like this whole random crazy dinner at the Hofbrauhaus. And it was, I don't know, there was more to it too, but it involved throwing up in the parking lot and used condoms and funny things and vomiting in the bushes. I don't know. Car had ran over, over the used condom. I don't know. It was a wild night, but I recommend the Hofbrauhaus if you want to have a wild dinner.
Use condoms.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun time, but
that's weird.
So we went to the real Hofbrauhaus, the original one in Munich, Germany.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't as wild, but you still hear the music and everything and going, and I'm sure it probably can get wild. Yeah. But then they were singing I think there was a soccer game on or something, and they were singing the anthem in the courtyard in German and just real loud and crazy, and I was like, man, this is cool just to hear them singing and feeling the energy and just all that.
Right.
But yeah, Munich's an awesome city. If you ever get to go to Germany, I highly recommend Munich.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend the Hofbrauhaus here in Vegas. Just don't get the fries, they taste like dick.
I'm gonna go in there. We want fries with that? No, I heard they taste like dick.
Oh man.
Oh jeez.
I don't know. People ask me questions like, "What's the craziest thing ever on tour?" I'm like, I don't even know. I just have to think of whatever pops in my head.
You got some great stories, man. I try to get Zito to tell me some of his crazy stories. He's like,
yeah. I figure at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably offend a few people, but if I can get a few other people to laugh about it or whatever, who cares? They know I don't mean any harm by it.
I don't really think you can really offend anybody with stories like that because it's an experience.
Yeah.
It's something that you guys were doing, and it's just you were having fun and
yeah.
Well, back in the heyday, trashing the motel room was kind of a thing.
That was the thing, right?
I was doing a side job the other day, and we were...
I like that you laugh at the beginning of your story.
And this is good.
I was installing some wall mounts for a TV, and the customer was there, and I was like, I kind of chuckled the same way. I said, I remember breaking these things, doing this shit. And he goes, what? I said, oh no, I'm not going to break your TV. When I was on tour, we'd plug them into long extension cords and throw them off the balcony. What? I said, I don't know, we were in a band. We would plug them into long extension cords from our gear rig and plug them in, turn them on, and toss them over the balcony.
So because they're plugged in, do they actually spark more?
Yeah, they go
I've never done
crazy.
a TV throw.
Yeah,
everything
sparkles and it gets glittery and goes poof.
Yeah, that was on The Wall. The movie The Wall.
Oh yeah, I've seen all the videos of Motley Crue and Pink Floyd and The Who and everybody destroying, Pantera destroying all the dressing rooms.
Right.
But for me, I was always like, I don't got the budget to destroy it. So my brother would just do crazy things like first thing when you go and you check into the hotel room, he wanted to gross out the other guy, so he'd shit in the sink. And we're sharing a room, and we're like, what the fuck? We're like, why in the world would you just shit in the sink? We're like, it's where we gotta like, God damn it! Now we gotta go brush our teeth out in the like lobby or something. We're like, man, like we just got here too. Stuff like that. So we never actually like destroyed TVs. He just, I don't know, crazy stuff like that. Yeah, even though I don't remember how I told this story last time. I don't know, but our old roadie Jaeger Rob, did I tell you when he lit our sheets on fire when me and my wife were in bed? We were watching TV and we looked down and our sheets were on fire. That was pretty wild, but that wasn't destroying a TV. That's just a sheet. A sheet costs less than a TV. But yeah, to look down and you see your feet on fire. There were some girls from Boston that were there in the room with us. I think it was Boston. And they kept talking about beagles, and I thought they were talking about Snoopy. And the beagles, they were hungry. They wanted to get beagles, and I was like, beagles? And they're saying bagels.
Bagels.
So I'm trying to figure out, I didn't know, because I'm so West Coast to where, I don't know, and they were saying beagles this and beagles that, and then our sheets were on fire, and we're kicking our feet, and I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff. So that was kind of destructive, but not as much as a TV exploding on the sidewalk below. That's exciting. Did you ever get it on VHS?
No.
I wish you would have recorded.
Cell phones were flip phones at that time.
Flip phones,
so they didn't record well.
So, have you guys ever heard of the term spray Allen?
Spray Allen?
Yeah.
No, I'm about ready to learn. Spray Allen.
Yeah, it's when you take a crap and the stuff that sprays up on top of underneath the seat.
Okay.
That's a spray Allen.
Spray Allen. That's the term?
Yeah. I did not know that.
I didn't know either.
I know that just the other day. There's also a band called Spray Allen.
Spray Allen.
Huh.
Yeah, I just always would consider that like splatter ass or something, you know. But Spray Allen, huh?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I like it.
That's the name for it, huh?
We'll give Spray Allen the band a shout out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Spray Allen. They're actually going to come out here. I think probably the end of June, I think.
Cool.
June or July, I think they're going to come out. They were going to do the end of May, but we got too much stuff going on the end of May.
That's the other thing I'm wondering about is if the green light goes through and everybody starts playing again, if it's going to be oversaturation with every single band all at the same time. So that's the other thing I'm trying to take into consideration.
Right.
But I'm like, you don't want to be playing the same night that, you know,
somebody else is
Megadeth
playing,
and Lamb of God are playing down the street, because of course you're not going to.
That's why I was kind of keeping that in my timeline for September, because I know things are opening up early a lot of places, and bands are starting to do shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But are they going to be overplayed? I might as well just ride this wave out this summer, get our album done right.
Yeah, get the album, and that'll also help hype it up if you got a brand new album too.
Yeah.
Definitely. But then you don't want to get too close to Christmas unless you're doing a Toys for Tots, because everybody's using their money on Christmas presents, and people don't go to shows as much when it's cold. I like to tour when it's like 70 degrees outside.
Right.
Everybody's in a happy mood.
Yeah.
So there's been times where
kind of spring and fall.
Yeah, I booked the tour to where I'm like, all right, we're going to start in Texas because it's March right now, and we're going to go down through here, and by the time we get down to Vegas, you know, it'll be still cool, and then by the time it starts to heat up, we'll be up in Seattle where it'll be nice and cool, and then through Montana, it'll be 70. So there was one tour where we nailed it almost every day. It was like within like 65 to 80 degrees every single day. It was good.
That's cool.
The band members are happier. Everybody's happier. If you're sleeping in the bus in the parking lot of Walmart, you're not like sweating balls in the middle of the night or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But now we have 2 air conditioner units on top of we have an old school bus that we converted, 2 air conditioners. And we have the nice generator running in the back, so it gets ice cold in there, even if it's like 110 degrees outside. So we always sing a little blankets in the summertime, blankets in the summertime. Because when you're already so sweaty from the show or whatever, you don't want to go lay in bed and sweat all night long. So, and then we signed up for Planet Fitness, and then you go and you sleep in the parking lot because it's 24 hours, and people can go in and shower and get clean or go work out or whatever. So.
Yeah.
A shout out for Planet Fitness, other than having to wear your masks while you work out, because that doesn't make any sense. Because when I'm working out, I don't want to pass out on a treadmill and wipe out and eat shit. So we canceled our Planet Fitness, but as soon as they open that back up, we'll be back in it. So that's a half shout out for Planet Fitness to a full shout out to Planet Fitness.
Sure.
I don't know if that made sense, but you know.
Yeah.
Somebody said something about Sisolak said that you have to wear a mask working out unless you're on the elliptical. I was like, oh, that fat fuck doesn't even know what an elliptical is.
Right?
Sorry, I didn't.
He doesn't even know what ambiance music is.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's just crazy because if you're working out, you're already getting lightheaded. There's times where I'm in there like doing the huge stretches after you do a big workout, and you hear that the pop music on the roof of the Planet Fitness playing, and I start to get like this buzz. I'm like, oh man, I think I just got like an energy high from working out so much or doing stretches that are beyond my normal stretch limit or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
I do that when I work out, doing bench presses.
yeah.
As soon as you get done, put that, you stand up too quick. And,
Yeah.
whoa.
Hopefully it gets all back to good because it was some good times on tour and ready to hit the road again for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're hoping to. Hopefully September, October, November, get out there, do a 3 months push, come back, reset, and do it again. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. We got some good things coming up here. Here at the studio, and getting some more bands coming in, and Dirt Halo's finishing up their CD, so they're going to be coming in pretty soon and doing that. The Scorch is coming in.
Cool.
For local bands, and, starting to get some bigger names to come out. And
towards closer to our EP date, we'll have to get the rest of the boys in and do a show.
Definitely, yeah.
You guys come in and do an acoustic set. People have asked us that for so many years, even on 107.5 back when they used to be extreme metal.
Right.
You guys can come in and play, but you have to do an acoustic set. I'm like, I've always thought it was funny, and some bands can pull it off. Like Disturbed can do it because his vocal range can actually get kind of like more like melodic or whatever, and it matches. But man, I don't know if I could ever see like, I mean, even Pantera, I guess, could do it with like Cemetery Gates, how he could sing a little mellower, or This Love or something. But I can't sing good. I scream good, so to get out there. Ring, 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 it doesn't make sense to have to do an acoustic set.
There's a guitar right there. You can try.
Yeah. Ring, ring, nobody knows. Yeah. It never made sense for us, but Extreme Radio always would do all the local bands, and they asked us a time or two, and I'm like, acoustic's not a Hemlock band. So we'll come in and we'll play a regular set, but when you're screaming and you're moshing and you're jumping or whatever, I can't.
You got double
Can't
bass
sing.
back there pounding the shit out of cymbals.
Yeah.
How the hell do you acoustic that?
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
Give my brother the little brushes,
We'll give him a cajon.
I'll wear my
he can use his hands.
I'll wear my Bob Ross get up and use the brushes.
You got a Bob Ross get up.
Yeah, I love my Bob
Painting
Ross.
happy little snare drums. Happy little snare drums.
Let's make the cymbals sing.
Yeah. But yeah,
happy little crash.
But I love all those. I love all the unplugged shows that they used to do with Alice in Chains and Nirvana and all that back in the day. That just never was.
You ever seen Prince's unplugged?
I don't believe I've seen Prince's, but I do love Prince.
It was really. I mean, that dude. He's got a. I mean, he could sing. He's a real good dude. And he's got a. But his voice is actually fairly deep.
Oh.
And just some of the way, some of the songs that he sang were just like, dang, dude.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
The other one I love too, I listen to almost every day, is Amy Winehouse, and she did that BBC acoustic. Yeah. I'm a sucker for the female singers, especially if they've got a British accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sade is my favorite. I think I talked about her last time. I always got to give Sade shout-outs in all my interviews, even though it's nothing like Hemlock at all, but good music's good music,
Oh,
she's my favorite. Corinne Bailey Rae, she's from over there in England. Good stuff.
So you're a Fergie fan too?
I do like Fergie, yeah. I listen to almost everything, but recently, the ones that I've been digging on a lot of, there's been 3 or 4 different Australian female artists that have come out that I've been really getting into. One of them that I love is Joy, Joy with the period at the end. And just a really, really just really ethereal voice, just haunting, but it almost sounds like if you were to take Lana Del Rey with Portishead, with Daft Punk music kinda, and mellow it all out or something like that. And there's another group too named Cannons. Cannons, that's a new one that I've been jamming a bunch, but all these metalheads that are listening to the interview, they're like, what's wrong with Chad? All these. No, we listen to
a lot of heavy stuff.
But it's funny because I'll be like working out, and I'll be hearing Cannons or something, and there's another group named Broods that we love from Australia, or no, they're from New Zealand, I'm sorry. Broods. It's a brother and a sister, and we went to go see them in St. Louis. I took my wife for her 40th birthday, and we met the merch guy ahead of time just because she does merch for us. So we were just talking, and she got the autographed vinyl or the T-shirt or whatever. And we told him it was her birthday, so he gave her the vinyl, and we were like, oh man, that's nice. But it turns out it was the singer of Brood's husband, and I think they're married. I don't know. Either way, fiance or husband, and he went backstage and told the singer. So we're out there, just checking it out, and me and my wife are looking around. We don't usually go to pop concerts because we're always on tour at metal shows.
Right.
So we're like checking it out, and it's good, it's entertaining, and then they stop their between one of their songs, like, I heard it's somebody's birthday out there. Happy birthday, Fancy Pants. I was like, and I hadn't said anything, but we had talked to the merch guy, and they told the band, and it was rad, and it was just funny because I always give birthday shout outs, but I'm always like, happy birthday, and I'll make just being a goofball. But it was cool. She's like, oh man, that was awesome that they did that, and now I know it's awesome when when you give birthday shout outs to the fans and making them feel special or whatever. But Broods is rad, Joy's rad, Cannon. I'll be working out, doing a little bit of stuff, and then like the next song will come on, it'll be Propane. Die fucker. And I'm like, what an eclectic mixture of Sade and Cannibal Corpse, back to Cannons to Broods, and then going into Slayer or something,
Cannibal Corpse's new track is fire.
I tried watching the video with Eric Rutan the other day because we knew Eric a little bit from Hate Eternal. We did a tour with those guys, and he's in Cannibal Corpse now. And I tried watching a video, and I clicked, and it said something like, click to leave Facebook link or something, and a caveman, I didn't know how to do it or whatever. But all the comments were saying that it's just out of control, heavy, fast.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
I was kind of impressed.
You ever heard of Delana Smith?
Delana Smith, I know the name, but I haven't heard it. Am I gonna love her?
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good. She's from South Africa.
Plus, that's a great name. My last name is Smith. Hello, Delana.
Yeah, hello, Delana. Yeah, she's really cool.
Maybe it's my sister.
She got dreads.
Really?
She got dreads too. Yeah.
Delana Smith. Sweet.
Yeah. Really.
She's from Africa.
South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, really
the only
cool.
group I know from South Africa is the Antwoord.
Yeah, and her whole band's from Brazil.
Cool.
So they're all Brazilian. She's got this little, tiny little bass player that has a bass that's like 3 times her size.
Yeah.
She's just playing this huge bass, just bouncing all over the place. Really cool. She played at Vamp, and she told me to come over to the stage. So I walked over to the stage. She goes, turn around. So she's singing, and she throws her legs and gets on my shoulders.
Oh, rad.
And I'm going, oh shit. And I had just come down with vertigo, so I'm going, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall fucking down. And so I'm doing that.
I love it that you're thinking of that and being like, oh, I got this hot chick on my shoulders. And
I know. Exactly. I'm just like, oh shit. Then I got 2 big the Vamp bouncers, one in front of me, and then one of them behind me, and one on each side, so they're kind of making a hole. So I walked all the way around, back behind the sound by the sound booth there, and I was gonna go down in the bar, but I didn't. I walked down the side over there and walked back to the stage. I'm walking over to VIP and I'm just walking her all over the place.
She had a wireless mic, like she was singing while she was on your shoulders. That's cool.
Yeah, she was in there just going away on this. So I finally got back to the stage, and I kind of backed up to her to the stage, and she goes to get off, and she goes, don't go nowhere. She led down. She just wrapped all over me, and she goes, that was. And after her song was, she goes, that was the best fucking ride I've ever had. I've been to bases, everywhere else, and everybody just kind of just stands there. What do you want me to do? You just took off walking.
Yeah, awesome.
Because I didn't want to fall down.
Yeah.
I had to keep moving.
You thought I was walking, but I was stumbling forward.
I was trying to keep you on my shoulders. Like, oh shit.
Oh, that's rad.
But yeah, it was fun. That was actually pretty cool. And but yeah, she's I've had her on the show.
Cool.
A long time. And I had a phone interview. She was only got like 10 minutes. 45 minutes later, we hung up.
Yeah,
just
awesome.
like, oh shit. Yeah, she's a really cool chick.
I'll check them out.
She's been in a movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but she's real good.
Yeah.
Really good. She has some heavier stuff. She has some poppy stuff, but it's nice.
Yeah. We're gonna have to try and get a show at Vamp. We keep bringing it back, coming back full circle. It'd be fun to rock there.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a great venue.
I like the location too.
Yeah.
I have to talk to John. I don't know if the music. I don't know. We'll see.
We're classic rock. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna put. Easy listening. We'll be
easy listening.
All
ages. Classic rock.
I don't.
Hemlock.
That that Ginger tour with Suicide Silence. I just found out that I guess Ginger, the singer, is married to the drummer of Suicide Silence. Is also the connection with that. I didn't know that till recently, but.
Oh wow.
They got a Vegas date or no?
Yeah.
Is it House of Blues?
Yes.
Because I'm kind of wondering when the House of Blues is going to open back up and get going.
I think
again.
it's October. I think it's Halloween.
Because we were supposed to do a September 5th show there last year. We had it on the calendar, but never had announced it yet because it was just all in early stages and it never happened. But
Right.
that's a good spot.
Yeah.
I always liked that. We played there with Slayer once before. If you could picture Slayer at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
We opened up for Slipknot there.
I think Queensryche and Skid Row are doing a
Yes.
residency out here.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw the Queensryche got
What
postponed
about
to
a Hemlock
2022.
residency?
Yeah.
Hemlock residency.
Yeah.
We've got enough songs. We'll just play different album every night.
Yeah, really, definitely. I mean, you guys should. I mean, you got your hometown heroes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just get up there and talk shit and make jokes.
Yeah.
Like Henry Rollins, spoken word, except he does intellectual shit and I'm just up there rambling. I don't even drink caffeine anymore and I still ramble. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just get excited talking to friends and hanging out and talking about traveling and music and all that. That's my addiction, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the stage.
The stageless rage.
Oh, yeah.
We've done all kinds of things. We played in people's backyards here in Vegas back in the day. Used to play out at the Tubes with the Dirty Ginch and all the punk rock bands, Life of Lives back in the day.
Oh, wow.
People shooting guns and campfires and cars and running over people. We played at White Rock out in Henderson and the big old fight broke out.
Damn.
And then you're like taking like toothbrushes to clean out all your amps and guitars from all the dust and dirt from the mosh pit for days. We gave up on desert parties after about the 5th time we had to take apart all of our gear and clean it all out. Or it would just start sounding extra like gravelly from all the dirt being in your speakers.
Yeah.
But those were fun days.
That's probably what's wrong with my truck, is I got dirt in my speakers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
could be.
Yeah.
Or you were just bumping, was it Delana Smith too loud?
No, it's actually dirt. I spent some
Dirt.
time up in Northern California for doing some trimming up there.
Cool. You
And,
can get one of those air cans, try and like blow it out,
Yeah.
something.
I try and do something with it
Where
every
at?
once in a while, because sometimes it comes out clear, and then other times it's like
Yeah. We're at in Northern California.
Clear Lake.
Clear Lake.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
where
a-
that's at exactly.
It's by Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up in that area.
North up by Marysville or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
We went and saw the Ozfest up there north of Marysville before. I think Papa Roach and Slipknot and Marilyn Manson, all kinds of people were playing.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you ever been to Lolita, California? Yeah, there's a big Indian casino up there. Really nice one.
Is it by Sacramento?
No, it's way north. It's way north. It's by Humboldt.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been up there through Humboldt and Weed, California has a Taco Bell that we always go to. And I
Yeah.
haven't even smoked weed, but it's just funny to go there because you're like getting the munchies, going to Taco Bell.
Exactly. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up by Humboldt. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but we went up to when I was on tour with Tantric. Got to spend 10 days with them. We went from Denver to Seattle. Did a show in Seattle. From Seattle.
With no shows in between?
No, it was just straight drive-through. Did a
Who was
show
the
there.
booking agent? And that's crazy routing.
Yeah, it was.
I'd be like, what? You just missed like 8 cities. It's crazy. You're going to spend $1,000 in gas just to get from Denver to Seattle.
Oh yeah, it was.
Don't tell me you had to do it night after night. Did you at least have a day off to do the drive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of those bigger tours, they just do these long hauls, and I'm like, man, those booking agents, I swear they just sit in their office and just throw darts at the map. Wherever it lands.
We're gonna go right
Wherever
there.
it lands, I'm like, man,
And
you
your
could
next
have
date's gonna be there.
you could have hit Boise, you could have hit Idaho Falls, you could have went up to Montana and done like 4 shows, and you know.
Oh yeah, we drove all the way through there, went there.
Denver to Seattle. That's a
Spent the
beautiful
night.
drive, though.
Oh yeah, spent the night and then did the show the next day, and then left that night to
Miami.
Portland.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Went to Portland. So yeah, so we did that little coast.
The coast,
route,
yeah.
And
Yeah, yes.
it was awesome. My cousin lived in Portland. We were gonna go and at least get a few hours sleep, and then 8-hour drive down Lolita,
Yeah.
and but we wound up not doing that and just drove all the way straight through there.
So where's Lolita at? Is it by Humboldt? You're saying?
Yeah, it's in that area.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
in the middle of nowhere. You drive.
I'm trying to picture. Yeah.
we
We've been through Eureka and Wairika, and I think there's YOLO up there too, which is always
Wairika,
funny.
yeah.
Wairika.
Yeah.
That's a good area up there.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well,
Vacaville, all those fun.
yeah.
We played so many crazy towns and places like Stockton, California, that not very many metal bands actually play. But I'm like, fuck yeah, this is where Chris Isaac's from. Let's rock. Even though he has nothing to
There's a
do.
lot of those little cities throughout Wisconsin and Minnesota and shit too, all stuck together, like Superior.
Yeah.
That's a fun venue in Superior, Wisconsin. Just a nobody town, but awesome rock venue in the middle of it.
Right.
I don't think
Bunch
we've
of college
we've
kids.
been to that one. What's the name of the venue? That's not the X and Y Expo or whatever it's called, is it?
No, I can't.
That one's in
I
Ring-
don't even
Ringgold.
remember the name of it anymore. I don't even know if it's still there.
That's the other thing that I'm worried about after all this lockdown, quarantine, crazy stuff, that which venues have actually survived. Because I know that one of our favorite places in Phoenix, Club Red, just closed down not too long ago, and that's a bummer
yeah.
because it was an old movie theater and they had two venues side by side, so they'd have multiple events going on. And we played there like the last 5 or 6 times we were in Phoenix or in Mesa or whatever, but all right there. That's a bummer.
You guys want a water or anything?
I got one right here. I'm good.
Oh, good. Monster.
If you give me a Monster, I'll start rambling even more. I haven't had caffeine since September of last year.
Oh
I
wow.
drink 3 rock stars a day.
Yeah,
And occasional Red Bull.
I did, and then I started having
I have to
to.
do the sugar-free ones.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do
The
too.
zeros.
I used to drink the zeros, 3 or 4 of them a day, and then because we got them for free because we were sponsored, and then as soon as you have to start buying them, you realize how expensive that habit is.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
exactly.
Damn it, $20 a day on energy drinks? I'm like, I better slow down a little bit. Then I was still tired all the time because I wasn't ever exerting the energy on stage because we're
Right.
not touring. So I was still just tired and still just drinking a ton of energy drinks. So I was like, all right, that's it. I cold turkeyed it out.
Yeah.
So I had about 3 days of headaches and grouchiness, but I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that later when we're on tour. I mean, I might drink them again once we start touring again, because if we're driving a long haul, if we're driving from something crazy like Denver to Seattle or something, I'll probably need an energy drink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, those things are crazy.
Because I'm also the bus driver too. I'm like Otto, the Simpsons bus driver. Come on in.
Yeah, come on in, let's go.
Party
Yeah, but
hard,
Otto's a
Eagles
pothead
time.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, it's been fun.
We didn't even play any music. We just talked some shit, and I love it. And
Yeah.
then we could play some music. You want to play Sade? I'm just kidding.
Some shot. I don't think I have any shot.
Man, I have every one of her albums on vinyl, CD, and cassette.
Oh,
and I might
wow.
even have it on 8-track. My wife has 38 Neil Diamond albums on vinyl, all different.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yeah, she loves Neil Diamond. I don't know. We have all kinds of crazy stuff. That's why it'll be fun to go back to the house in Iowa for a hot minute and check out my Garbage Pail Kid collection. I got books and books and
Dang.
action figures for days, you know. We painted our whole kitchen bright yellow and have Simpson toys all the way around on a shelf, you know.
Oh wow, really?
I'm telling you, I
Dang.
didn't ever grow up. I don't want to. I don't plan on it.
It's funny that
Dang.
you bring up Sade. My mom loves Sade.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Tell your mom I love
huge
her
Sade
too.
fan.
Yeah.
Gosh, Sade's my favorite out of
Yes.
all of them. They only come out with an album like every 6 or 7 years, sometimes even every 8 years.
Yeah.
And they always go multi-platinum, and I'm like, man, most bands would lose their fan base within that long of a break or something.
Right.
But their music is so timeless, all of it.
They
Like
do Smooth Operator, right?
Smooth Operator,
Yeah,
Soldier
got
of Love, Your Love is King, Lovers Rock,
Yeah.
all of it, man.
I don't remember one of them. Smooth Operator.
Sweetest Taboo.
Sweetest
Oh,
Taboo.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. Days and Days.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tell your mom. Right on.
Yeah. She would be here, but she had to go with her son to
Take my dog to the vet.
take a
Or my
dog to
brother's
the vet.
dog to the vet.
Dog's not doing too good.
Uh-oh.
So
Well, I hope I didn't
speedy recovery.
ramble
Noah.
too much, and we
No,
covered
you're
whatever
good.
we needed to cover. Important topics, you know, like music and boobies
Music, boobies, and puke.
and puke
Yeah.
and paddle boats.
And paddle boats. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy one if I ever win the lottery or get enough money somehow. I want a paddle boat so I could just cruise, pimping real slow up the river, you know. Be fun. I'll have to take some boating lessons from you because I've never boated. Like, I've never actually captained a boat except for like a canoe or some shit.
I'll give you lessons. I'll teach you. It's not that hard.
Yeah. I'll have to take a while before I learn to not like take out the whole dock doing little tricks coming in.
Oh yeah, it's just a controlled crash. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun when I was first learning myself. We had a captain I had, and he told me, he goes, all's docking a boat is a controlled crash. Hit it as hard as you want, as long as you hit it even.
Yeah.
Don't hit it at an angle, because then you'll break pylons.
Crunch, yeah.
You don't want to break any
Just
pylons. Just a nice flat against 4 or 5 pylons.
Like when they're doing fake wrestling and they body slam them and they land flat on the mat, kind of like that, except the boat sideways.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess I shouldn't say fake wrestling. I'm sorry, I take it back. Wrestling.
Yeah, they'll take offense to
that shit's
wrestling.
still, I mean, obviously their muscles are impressive.
Yeah.
And their flexibility is impressive. And then they also have like routines and coordinated, and you have to know how to land right and all that.
Sure.
Like, but that backyard wrestling, that was pretty big for a hot minute. We had some friends that were always like diehard hemlockers. Those motherfuckers weren't faking anything. They'd jump off of roofs and land on like picnic tables and stuff. But they
forgot to cut that little hole that's cut halfway through the table.
Yeah, maybe they did, but I still like jumping off of a roof and landing on your ribs on a table, even if it was like a cardboard table, would still hurt, slamming each other with chairs and stuff.
Well, that's what they would do. They'd get those folding tables, and they'd cut halfway through them.
Yeah.
As far as the thickness goes.
Yeah.
So that way, as soon as they land, they just
fold in. Yeah.
If you ever notice, they always break in the same spot.
Same spot.
Every single time. They're right in the middle. Just keep.
They should add blood packets in it, so it's like. that would be intense.
Yeah. We had Jennifer Thomas. She's the CEO of Women on Fire.
Okay.
And they're serious about their shit. I mean, they're real. I mean, a couple of them were MMA fighters.
Yeah, we just skimmed past that. They actually do like all the slams and stuff. I was picturing like Women on Fire, and then you started talking about like more like it's actual like wrestling like that, where they pile drivers and leg holds.
They have. Well, they're also called session girls.
Okay.
You could actually hire them to come to your room and
beat you up.
Yeah, pretty much. Tie you up, wrestle with you, and everything. And
damn, I would watch, but I'm not into that.
Some of those girls are just like, nah.
Yeah, I don't have any piercings or tattoos. I'm a sissy. I didn't want to get paddled at the Hofbrauhaus. I just watched and laughed.
You're not gonna schedule your next appointment at Hilda's House of Pain.
Yeah, I'll just stand on the sideline and just instigate and laugh. Like, yeah, beat his ass, get him, choke him. Yeah,
right.
That's funny. You could hire him to come beat you up.
Oh yeah.
Some dudes need it though.
Yeah, there's a lot of CEOs that they tell everybody what to do all the time, and they just want to be dominated. I guess.
Some dudes need it.
Okay. Whatever turns your crank, man.
I don't know if I could do it for the right amount of money. I'd go to try and punch somebody or choke them, and I'd feel too bad and wind up hugging them instead. It'd get awkward.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, it's good times, man. I love having you on the show, man.
I appreciate
it's always
it.
really good.
We'll come back and do it again, and we'll just talk about some more random shit. I'll be thinking of something else. I mean, we've got about 27 and a half more years that we can cover. I'll have to think of some more. Never TV out the window. I should say yet, because never say never, But
right. Stay tuned for part 3.
Did you guys?
Of Hemlock.
Did you guys ever have to pay for one of them? Did you ever
get
billed?
Pay for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that on the dirt.
And they overcharge too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because they got to clean up the mess and probably even fix the sidewalk or the landscape that you guys obliterated.
I guess they charged the card that was on file.
Yeah.
So it's like your buddy got a charge on his card because it's not like we told him we threw a TV out the window.
Yeah.
What the hell is this $1,000 charge for? What?
That's why, on
God damn it, Jeff! You throw a TV out the window.
The Motley Crue movie, The Dirt, and that manager, he's like, "What the fuck should you guys do this time?" That manager guy probably never got paid enough.
Probably not. I still haven't seen that yet. I gotta see
man,
that.
it's amazing. The Dirt.
I've heard a
I
lot
haven't
of
seen it.
different.
Some people were
a lot
saying
of
it was
different
cheesy,
reviews.
and then one of my
Right.
friends said that he cried, that it was that good, and I was like, yeah, it was definitely like entertaining and good. I thought it was great
Yeah.
because we watched the Queen one, and that one was amazing, and then like a few weeks later we watched the Motley Crue one, and then that one was just absurd and crazy, and I mean it's awesome. Like we're there at the Rainbow. This is a classic. This doesn't ruin it because it was real, but they're like at the table and they're like talking to the guy that's going to sign them, and then the girl comes up from underneath the table that was blowing them, and while they're having the meeting about getting a record deal. And they used to always tell the stories about that, like in the magazines, and you'd hear the rumors, but the fact that it was in the movie, you're like, I guess it maybe was the real.
Must have really happened.
Cool. and then we watched the Elton John one a few weeks after that, and that one was amazing too. Did you ever see that one, Rocket Man?
No.
No.
That one's good. It's more of a musical, but it's done really well and goes through his whole story and shows him losing his mind on drugs and going crazy. And
Yeah.
see, there you go, Queen, Motley Crue, and Elton John.
Yeah.
And then we got to lead into the ridiculousness of Hemlock Part 3 on your show next time.
Yeah, definitely.
My stories aren't that crazy. My stories
Oh,
are
no.
just funny.
Oh yeah, you got great stories, man. It's always a blast listening to your stories and stuff. And, I'm glad Jeff. Actually, the way Jeff put it was he wanted to talk about his new band,
Yeah.
and the way it kind of sounded was like you were going to be part of that project.
No.
I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
And that's
He hasn't told me
Cool.
about it yet, but I'll do like body slams and choke people in the background. No, I honestly don't have enough time. Or
you can do all the
anything.
artwork for him.
Yeah,
No.
I don't have enough time or whatever.
Just
to do
our
anything.
announcement of grabbing
Yeah.
these guys and getting them together, and
Yeah.
finally.
Hopefully we'll do shows together. I mean, we're
Oh,
always
yeah,
down
definitely.
to do stuff with friends and
Oh yeah, yeah.
rocking and rolling.
So can you tell me who? You didn't tell me who all's in it, right? It's you and who else?
Scott Locum, you know Scotty, don't you?
I think
Scott
so.
Locum.
Chad Smith.
Chad Smith,
I'm
this guy
just
from
kidding.
Headlock, Brian.
No.
I got Scotty. There's Brandon. I don't know if you know Brandon. He traveled, is in a couple other shows. Shit, used to hang around with Tony a lot. Brandon, I forgot his last name. He goes by Zodiac Myers. He's part of Comatose Overdose too. He has
That's a good name too.
Oh, okay.
Comatose
He's got
Overdose.
the side rap thing going on.
Oh, okay.
And my singer is actually part of that Comatose Overdose too. So he's diving into the metal era.
Oh, okay.
And that's what the hell is his real name's Corey, but he goes by Krauser Chambers or something on his Facebook. And then I got Steve Goldfinger. He goes by Lord Goldie. So,
Steve Goldfinger. He sounds familiar.
yeah,
He's got the
he's
magic
a local.
Yeah.
The golden finger.
He's got the gold finger.
He was in Fleeting Shadows before with me, and then we kind of lost touch.
That'd be good. Yeah, he should have a shirt that says Steve Goldfinger and it's just a golden middle finger flipping everybody off. That'd be a good band T-shirt.
Yeah.
I like it.
You hear that, Steve?
Yeah.
There's this, but I got Steve, Corey, Brandon, and Scotty, and we're
Okay.
Cool.
making. I don't think none of us go by our real names on the band page. I
Yeah.
think I'm back to Rusty Williams on the band page.
Rusty
so.
Williams.
That sounds like a porn star name.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a name from Vinnie Paul.
Oh
When I-
yeah, you
when
told
I
us that story
trashed-
last time. That's right.
When I
Oh,
wrecked the
that's
motel
right.
room and went to Sherman-Williams and bought Rust-Oleum paint to fix the
Rusty
hotel
Williams.
room, so I said, "Fucking Rusty Williams."
Rusty Williams.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you did say that one.
2
Yeah.
months
that's
ago.
funny.
Yeah, I forgot about that story. That's a good one. That's good when you get a nickname from Vinnie Paul.
Oh, that definitely.
Yeah, rest easy, buddy. He
Yeah.
was a good guy.
Oh, definitely. All right, guys. I think that about does it for us. It's it's 9:15.
Sweet. Thank you for having me again.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for having Jeff. Awesome to meet you, Danny.
That was great.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Steve-O, we're going to go paddle boating together. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. I'll fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
Been a minute since I've sailed, but yeah, it's all good. Be all right. All right, guys. That about does it for us. We'll see you guys next time. And well, and you wanted an interview too, didn't you?
I think so. I don't know if we have time now.
To interview us?
time.
Oh,
Yeah, we
shit,
can.
yeah.
Take a break. I'll smoke a quick
Is this,
cigarette.
does this make part 3 right now?
No, it's just be her problem.
I'm not no-
You guys want to help me interview her?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll ask all kinds of ridiculous questions.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Have that. Yeah,
We'll
so-
ask the craziest thing you ever saw.
Yeah, what's the craziest thing you ever saw?
It's not going to be crazier than mine.
It's definitely not crazier than yours. Mine's not really. I sent someone's leg.
That's good. It's hard to write on people's skin, especially if they're
is.
clammy and sweaty.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
is.
didn't have any actual like Sharpies or pens. I had one of those like ballpoint Sharpies you use for like detailing.
Damn, you were like engraving.
No, I did it so lightly. I was like, can you feel that? She's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I was like,
Awesome.
sweating the entire time. It's like, don't stab her.
So when you signed, do you sign Cosplay Fancy like on here?
Yeah, I
Cool.
do.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, not Cosplay Fancy, Cos Fancy. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Cause fancy. Yeah.
Cos Fancy.
Move this around way this way. Go right on you there. Oh, can you see her?
Yeah, what's up, Cos Fancy?
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, so what do you got going on? I know we
I have De Niro's coming out very soon. I have some more prints coming out, hopefully to be published to the website very soon. So that's very exciting. I have Twitch. Twitch is going to be a new thing that I start doing.
Okay.
YouTube videos, more makeup tutorials. We have a lot of
Makeup
stuff out.
tutorials too? Sweet.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So how's your TikTok going?
It's going pretty good. I'm horrible about posting on it still, but I'm getting slowly better as time goes on.
Yeah.
I still don't
Yeah.
understand it all the way. I'm a caveman. But
Yeah. I don't know. I have a TikTok, but I think I've posted maybe 10 videos in I think the year that I've had it.
yeah, my friends will send me links and I'll try to check them out if I can here or there. But I don't know. We should get one because I do say a lot of silly things. It'd be funny to have a
Oh yeah.
TikTok, but
Yeah, TikTok's only like 60-second videos that you can do.
I can say a lot of stupid shit in 60 seconds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You probably have a ton of followers on yours. Like you're probably more hip on it than me and Steve.
Yeah, I don't check my followers. I think I have 100,000, 150,000.
Oh damn, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you're on TikTok, is it a thing where you just play videos and then people share it, or can you actually like talk
you can talk with
back
people,
and
too.
forth?
Yeah,
you comment.
they do lives and stuff. So.
But it's
Yeah,
just a
like-
short little video clip, or it's not like a meme. You can't just do a picture. You have to do like a little video,
No,
right?
You can do like a series of pictures now. Now they added that,
Yeah.
of course. But mostly just videos.
And then you communicate.
There's a lot of cosplay people on there.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
Different.
Cosplay.
There's one that's I think it's blue-eyed something. She does the skull mouth. Kind of a bigger girl. She got asked to be in a video by some band in I think Kansas. I think.
Cool.
So
Oh,
they
very
flew.
fun.
So they flew her out to be in the video, and she goes, "I'm a big girl. Big girls don't get asked to be in videos."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they do. Just you're doing what you're doing. It's just
Rad.
she's real positive with her cosplays and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's fun.
There's a lot of them on there. But yeah, you got like I think I have 10 followers.
You know, it's funny the way that it happened because I don't think anybody plans anything. I don't think anybody plans to have one of their videos do well. Well, I mean you do, but you know what I mean.
You hope it does, but then it
yeah,
takes off. Yeah.
Exactly. It was just a video of me packing my stuff for con with some music over it. I wasn't even in the video. It was just me putting stuff in my bag. And then I woke up the
You
next
must have
day.
been putting some good stuff in the bag.
It was just my Harley outfit actually.
Yeah.
I woke up the next day and it was like 30,000, and I had like 50,000
glasses
followers.
somewhere?
And I was like,
That's awesome.
Wow.
You were telling me
Shocked
earlier
me.
that you made your whole get up too.
pretty much. So I made the shorts. The gun is from Russia. I
Russia.
finally have someone to show himself now.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You had somebody make it?
Oh, she 3D printed it.
That is killer.
Yeah. The barrel used to come out, but I dropped it at con and it disconnected. So I want that.
And then on your shirt, you actually drew the lettering on it too?
So I ironed the shirt. That was an iron-on.
Nice.
Okay.
I was gonna draw it, but I was like, that's gonna take.
That's clean.
I'm too much of a perfectionist to do that.
Yeah.
And then you did the stitching and dyeing and all that?
Yeah, all of that. I handmade my holster. So the whole holster's done by hand, which was interesting. How you sew that together?
Do you have a bedazzle?
I do.
Awesome! We have one too, but I don't think we've used it in maybe once or twice, but that's fun, a
I just do all
bedazzler.
the pockets of my jeans with the bedazzler.
Yeah. So, and then your bracelets with the spikes, did you make those too, or
I
did you
did
buy
not.
those?
I think I bought them from Hot Topic.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, and then I bought these ones. I think these ones are from Animal Skin. And my newest collar, pudding collar, I don't know what it was. Couldn't find it.
Couldn't find your pudding collar?
Last minute. I usually have it displayed with other Harley stuff that I have in my little studio, that bookshelf is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where my new collar will be coming from, Animal Skin. So shout out to Animal Skin
Yeah.
for sponsorship.
Get you a sponsorship,
There
yeah.
you go.
Oh, definitely.
Animal skin.
Yeah.
So, I gotta ask a question. If you're cos fancy, how often are you cos fancy?
Whenever I'm in costume.
No, I mean, but how often out of a month or out of a week or something? Do you do it 3 days?
Whenever I get the chance, honestly.
Will you go a full week as cos fancy?
Would I? Yeah,
I mean,
would.
sweet. I didn't know if you just dress up for certain events or if you go daily.
Oh no, it's not a daily thing. It is just for certain events. But if I had a week-long event,
Yeah.
I would power through that just to be Harley every day
Gotcha.
of that. That would be very cool.
Cool.
Who's your favorite?
To
Cosplay.
I wonder.
Well,
I wonder.
besides the
Who's your
obvious.
second favorite? There you go.
Yeah.
My second favorite cosplay. That's a good question. Junko. Would have to be
Junko?
Junko from Dang and Grandpa. I always say Dang It Grandpa because that's the only way. It's funny. It's funny.
Dang it, Grandpa.
Dang it, Grandpa.
I'll remember it now.
Yeah,
It's a horror anime, I guess you would call it.
yeah.
She traps all these students inside the school and sets off an apocalypse and then kills everybody inside.
Sounds
Pretty
fun.
much. Yeah, it's a good one. I recommend it.
She has a very dark side.
Cool.
Yeah, you should see my wall of serial killer mugshots.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what she's. Yeah, she has a lot of serial killer stuff that she follows.
My wife printed me out a bunch of stuff years ago, just to read of different serial killer things, and I don't have a fascination with the actual serial killers as much as my fascination is man, how fucked up were these people? That's so mean. That's so crazy. How could they do that? And
Right.
the one I was just talking about 2 days ago was Albert Fish.
Uh-huh.
And he was who the boogeyman was named after, and there was this little girl. I'll mess up the story because I'm always bad about retelling other stories that I've heard.
Yeah.
But something about this little girl, I'll just say Sarah, I don't know what her name was, but she was in a poor family, and this guy was a wealthy guy, and I think it was on the East Coast somewhere. And he said, oh, my little niece Annabelle or whatever is having a birthday party, so can Sarah come with me? So they're like, yeah, go ahead, he's rich, he's fine. So these people send their daughter, 8 or 10 or something or whatever, with this creepy old weird gray hair guy, but he didn't seem creepy because he had money. So, and it's back in the day, so you don't have telephones or whatever, and so it's gone for a week, normal, because they're at the birthday party having fun, hoping their little poor girl's having a great time eating little cakes or whatever. So, and then the 2 weeks pass and the girl never comes home, and 3 weeks or whatever, I'm messing up the story, but somehow they finally get a letter in the mail from Albert Fish, and it's
Right.
writing about, she died a virgin, don't worry, I didn't have sex with her,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
cooked her and ate her. And I'm like,
Right.
imagine getting that letter in the mail. It is so fucked up, so crazy that this guy wrote this letter. He's like, and the butt cheek was the most supple, the tenderest meat I've ever had in my life. And he's talking about eating their daughter. And I'm like, this guy is just insane. This is crazy. I'm like, Albert Fish is him. And so they said that's where they started writing all the little kid songs about the boogeyman and Albert Fish or whatever.
Mm.
And then I think when they finally got him or whatever and caught up to him, they were doing x-rays on him or whatever, and they found out that he had shoved a bunch of long 6-inch needles up his groin and his taint between his balls and his butthole, and there was a bunch of needles up. So I said, that's just disgusting too, because you'd have to figure out the piercing the skin would be bad enough, but then to not hit any arteries or whatever. I don't know. I don't
Right.
fiddle with my taint enough to know. And to go through like the pelvic bone to get up in there, and he had like 10 or 12 needles up in his groin, like, and I was like, man, this guy was bad off. And then of course they have all the other ones, like with the guy Ed Gein that made the lampshades out of the skin.
Right.
But the Albert Fish one just stuck with me. I'm like, how in the world do you ever write a letter to somebody about eating their kid and then shoving needles up in your taint? I'm like, man, this guy's, I don't know.
Oh.
Albert Fish, no,
Yeah.
naughty guy.
Yeah.
Glad he's gone.
They just came out with the thing on Tubi. I think it was Tubi. It was either Tubi or Peacock about the Candyman and Pogo. The
Okay.
clown. So John Wayne Gacy. And
Yeah.
I can never remember the real Candyman's name. I always remember his sidekick was Elmer Wayne Henley. So they just came out with that. That was they linked John Wayne Gacy to a bigger like organization.
Oh, they
Yeah.
tied it all together. It's
Yeah.
more a newer
wow.
a newer study, like, or a newer.
Mhm.
Oh, I
I
thought
guess so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then one time we were doing a show in Wichita, Kansas, and these kids that were like, not kids, these adults that were like close to our age came to the show, and they were talking to us, and we have our song "Nobody Knows What a Killer Looks Like," and everybody always thinks it's about like serial killers or whatever, and I'm like, well, it's about not prejudging a book by its cover, you know, because the most innocent person might be the little old lady might be the one poisoning her husbands or whatever, or the good-looking church guy might be the one that's the killer. And like, well, yeah, crazy enough, when we were in high school, the guy across the street from our high school, the church was right there, and the pastor, and he's like, hey kids, I got pizza, come on over, eat some pizza on your lunch break, and we'll read some scriptures together. So they said they'd go over there all the time and eat free pizza and read scriptures with this guy, and then a couple years later, it was the BTK killer, and they're like, you ate pizza with the BTK? I was like, no way, that's crazy.
Wow.
I'm like, man, and they're at our show just telling us about it, like, yeah, he seemed always a little bit weird, but it was free pizza, so fuck it. I'm like, man, the BTK, bind, torture, kill. I'm like, man, there's some, I don't know, I feel bad if I accidentally, like, run over a squirrel or something. I don't think I could ever, like, see, there I go back to, like, trying to body slam or choke people. I give them a hug, like, I feel bad.
Wow.
I don't think I'd ever be able to like shoot a deer or anything like that, but these guys just cutting people's faces off and wearing them and stuff.
Oh. Yeah.
Dexter is an awesome show though. I mean,
Dexter is a good
really
show.
good.
It's a great show.
yeah, when you're
I started watching that. I got through the first season and the second season and one episode of the third season, and Netflix said, now you got to pay for it.
you're only that far. There's still so many more to go.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
It's so good.
I started watching it originally. Well, when it first got, I started watching it right around season 3.
Yeah.
I got kind of, I was like, oh, okay, all right. You know, I didn't have Showtime before that, and then we saw. I was like, okay, well, let's just watch that. I'll watch this. And watched almost all of it, so I got up to almost the very end, and then you didn't get Showtime anymore. So, but I saw quite a few seasons of it. I kind of caught up a little bit of it, and then it's like, okay, all right, I understand a little bit more now what's going on
it's so
from
good.
what I've seen before. But
Have you ever met him at one of the conventions?
No, sadly not.
That'd be rad to hang out with
Sadly
Dexter.
not.
Yeah.
I did get a picture of Stan Lee though.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Did you?
That's epic.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good story. He was signing stuff at his booth, and it was a line to get in,
Mm-hmm.
but that wasn't. So
Why?
I stood like this, and I took a picture, and you can see Stan Lee in the background. It's like that part. If you've ever seen the movie Paul about the alien.
Yeah,
where they
Paul's
meet,
such a good movie. It's ridiculous.
Adam Shadow Child, and they take a picture with him in the background signing. That's what it reminded me of.
That's funny. So you have a serial killer wall, huh?
The beginnings of one, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to collect certain stuff, yeah.
Are you gonna make it look like one of those maps where you stretch like yarn across
That'd be so fun. I never thought of that. Maybe.
on top of all the collage?
Yeah. I know you want to go to the what is it, the Killer Museum?
Cecil, I want to go to Cecil. But Killer Museum, now that you bring that up, yeah. I want to go there. I want to go to the Mob Museum in Vegas.
Yeah.
Where's the Killer Museum?
I think it's in California.
Is it about killers or is it about the band, The Killers?
No, it's
I'm just kidding.
about
I know.
killers. Yeah. It's the Thrill Killers.
Yeah. The
No, but
Killer
they
Museum.
have Ted Bundy's VW bug.
Hmm.
So
Crazy.
that was called his, yeah, actual bug.
I remember reading a thing about Jonathan Davis, the singer from Korn, that he had actually had a big thing like collecting memorabilia and stuff of serial killers, and he said he finally just, I think he might have even had somebody's station wagon. I don't remember whose it was, but it was one of the killer station wagons and stuff. Then he finally just got where it was just too much of all of it, so he finally got rid of all of it or something like that. I don't remember, but he just was fascinated with the stories and just crazy. But the Zodiac Killer is always an intriguing one. But
yeah.
Zodiac was wild.
Zodiac and the Hillside Strangler.
Yeah.
And
That was
Mendez brothers.
Yeah, the Menendez. Those are some naughty boys.
Yeah. Well, they just killed their parents. They didn't kill anybody else, did they?
Yeah, but have you seen the court trial video?
No,
The
I remember when it happened.
Yeah.
The Iceman was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, the Iceman was...
I just read his book.
Really?
It's intense the way he did shit. He was not all there, but he was there. He was stone cold killer.
Oh, yeah.
And the way he killed people was just crazy. Like, how do you think of that? How do you think to put peanut butter on them and throw them in a cave and let the ants or the ants or can't remember the part of the story what came in and would eat these people alive.
Rats.
Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus.
Wow.
And that's the way he killed people. I was like, wow.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. Terrible way to go.
He liked knives because they were more personal.
Oh, I did see that Ted Bundy with Zac Efron.
That one was good.
Zac Efron's always an impressive actor. I always like, you hear about him from High School Musical when he was a kid. He's like, oh, he's a little kid, the heartthrob. Then he does those funny movies where he's like, what was that one he did with
Neighbors?
The Rock? He did Neighbors, that was hilarious. And the other one where they were the wedding, Zach, I don't know.
It was Zac Efron, and he plays in the movie. I know what movie you're talking about. I can never remember.
And it's him and his brother, and they have to get dates. It might even been like Zach and Zach need dates for the wedding, or some weird name like that, or something. And that was hilarious. Then he did the one with The Rock. Was that Baywatch? And he has so many abs, and he's doing these pull-ups, and like, why does this D-bag have so many abs? And just, I was laughing. I'm like, I actually kind of like him. I think he's pretty funny. So I started watching some more of his movies and stuff. And then we watched that thing where he did Down to Earth on Netflix, where they travel and they like trying to figure out ways to make the world better and stuff. Him and that guy Adair, and it's a really, really neat documentary. Down to Earth. They go to Iceland and do all this stuff. They go to Paris, all these places we've been, and I didn't know they had like pure water drinking in Paris. And just because of that show, I learned so much, But then he did the Ted Bundy thing. I'm like, there's no way that this cute Abby Zac Efron is going to be a good Ted Bundy, and he was good. He was creepy. I was like, man, this guy's a good actor. I might have a man crush on Zac Efron. I didn't even know it.
Dang.
What's up, Zach? Yeah, woo woo! But no, he was so good as Ted Bundy. And then the same thing with Dexter. I thought that about Lithgow, John Lithgow. I'm like, there's no way John Lithgow. I'm never going to be able to unsee Harry and the Hendersons. That's the dad, the goofy dad on Harry and the Hendersons. And then he's also on the other 30 Miles from the Rock or whatever. Yeah, Third Rock. I never watched it, but I know that he was the goofy dad,
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way that Lithgow's going to be creepy. And then when you're watching, you're like, he's pretty creepy. I'm like, he's a good actor. He actually was a good serial killer on that Dexter show. So it made me like Lithgow even more.
He did a movie called, I think, Raising Cain.
Was he in that? I don't.
Yeah. Because he played a dual part. He played the timid guy, and then he played the actual killer, too.
I never saw it, so I guess
he had like a dual personality thing.
Yeah, I remember the name. It's like a classic movie. I never saw it.
Yeah, really good.
Because I was thinking of Raising Arizona or whatever that one is with.
No.
Yeah, what's his name?
No. That was what's his name?
He's in it.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. That's what I was thinking of, but Raising Cain, I'll have to go back and watch because I don't think I ever saw it. But he does a dual personality.
John Lithgow, yeah.
He did good in Dexter.
I never really did think of Robin Williams as being a killer.
Yeah.
And he was in that I think, was it Photoshop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
That one was good. My Friend Dahmer was good. They had Ross Lynch. play Donald. He was a Disney. He was another Disney kid.
I don't think I've seen it yet. My Friend Dahmer, huh?
It's very good.
wow.
Very good.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one either.
There's some crazy people in the world.
Yeah. Oh, there is. There's definitely some sicko people.
Nobody knows what a killer looks like.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. That is
Except for
very true.
themselves.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to add that line in there at the end of the song.
Oh yeah. Was it the what would Dexter call it? The dark passenger.
The dark passenger.
Yeah.
So if you have a serial killer wall, since we're interviewing you, what does your other wall have?
Mostly just DC comics, anything
Yeah.
to do with cosplay or anything
Cool.
I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Starting a Harry Potter bookshelf,
Cool.
so that'll be cool.
So what are the other characters you're planning on doing?
So, like I said earlier, Daenerys, her wedding outfit, I have that coming up. I got a lot of that stuff in. I have a lot more anime characters. Coming up. So that'll be very exciting.
Mm.
Very exciting.
Now you just need all these conventions to come back so you can unveil all these.
Yeah.
And is it more authentic to handmade? I mean, I know it's more authentic. I guess that's not the right word, but do you get more credibility when you make your own costumes versus buying them?
I think as long as you're having fun, you're good.
Yeah.
If you made the costume, I mean, very cool. It's very
I was gonna
cool.
say props to you for doing yours.
Exactly.
Because I know some of those stormtrooper outfits are like $5,000 and stuff, and I'm
we
like,
Oh,
walked by
definitely,
this
yeah.
one gigantic Groot at con, and he was on stilts, and I just can't. Props to him.
yeah.
Wow.
You think he made it, or did he buy that whole?
Oh, he definitely had to make it.
Yeah. Cool.
And then there's some stuff that you just can't get away with buying. You have to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Just as long as you don't get stuck for copyright infringements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't make it too authentic.
It can't be Adidas. Gotta be Adidas.
Adidas, yeah.
Adidas.
So, if you do cosfancy throughout the year quite often, what are you for Halloween? What were you last Halloween? Were you cosfancy, or did you dress up as something different because it's a special?
I don't think you dressed up at all, didn't it?
I don't know if I dressed up. Oh, I went as a hippie chick.
A hippie?
Yeah, that's
I
what
was a
you
hippie
did,
chick
yeah.
for Halloween.
Tie-dye and everything.
Cool.
Tie-dye, the high-waisted shorts with the bell-bottoms.
Cool.
Yeah.
Halloween's my favorite. I always
Not shorts. Did I say shorts?
Pants.
high-waisted bell bottoms. I always ask my little niece and nephew,
Never
like,
seen bell-bottom shorts.
I've never seen bell-bottom
bell-bottom shorts. I always ask him in like March, I'm like, what are you going to be for Halloween? You better start thinking now, you know, trying to always get him in the mood for my favorite. But bell-bottom shorts would kind of look like those Oompa Loompa pants with bells on the side.
Right?
But theirs came back in tight, you know, on the bottom. You ever see any Oompa Loompas at a convention?
I have.
Yeah?
I have.
I used to have an old Volkswagen van, and I painted Oompa Loompas on the side of it, 3 of them. It was ridiculous. I used to get pulled over in Henderson like once a week. Where's the drugs at? And I'm like, I don't do drugs. I just like art and paint, you know. What's that mean on the hubcap? There's an alien with an H on the head. That means LSD. I'm like, no, it doesn't. That's an H for hemlock. The other cop's like, oh, I've heard of you guys before. And he's like, are you sad that Jerry's dead? I'm like, Jerry who? They're like, Jerry Garcia. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was like years ago. I don't know. I mean, I guess everybody's sad that Jerry's dead, but it's just because I was driving a Volkswagen with Oompa Loompas on the side, I guess I was a target.
Dang. That's crazy.
It was a ridiculous van. I had painted it all crazy. I had like plaid, like trim down here, and plaid is way harder to paint. Don't ever pick a plaid outfit that you're going to paint because you have to like tape off all your lines this way, then go this way, then this way, and that way, and back and forth like 30 different times with a little thin yellow, a little thin white. I did a whole plaid trim all the way around my van, and we painted it dark green. Then I painted the Oompa Loompas in front of that. One was kneeling down, and the other two were standing up. And then I painted green flames behind them going this way, and it morphed into a Gumby that was like going sideways. And the gas cap of Gumby was one of the eyes. And it was just this ridiculous van. And then I took like white fur, like white fake fur from Walmart, and I like airbrushed it all purple and green and did the seats different. And cow fur and purple carpet. It was ridiculous. It looked like a shaggin' wagon, but
shaggin' wagon.
yeah, it was crazy. And then I painted the dashboard too. I forgot I painted the little fucking glove box lid. And I painted like Oscar the Grouch and Ninja Turtles, and I painted Ursula and Big Bird and just all kinds of random things. And I went to the thrift store back when the thrift store used to have cool stuff and not charge like $80 a thing because that was before eBay. And I found all these He-Men for $1 a piece. I was like, no way. So I bought like 25 He-Men. put them all on the dash, and I found all these Fat Albert toys and put them all on the dash, and bought these dingle balls, and I painted them all different colors. It was like a Cheech and Chong van or something, but maybe even funnier because it never I never smoked weed or anything, but the cops would pull me over all the time and try and like search me. And one time they made me get out and stand in front of their car, and I like was holding my hands behind my back just so that it didn't look like I was. And then somebody called my mom at work. I saw Chad, he's handcuffed on the hood of a cop car because they'd see my van, you know. So then my mom called me, were you handcuffed? What's going on? I'm like, no, they just pulled me over because of the van. I don't know. But then after a while, I'm like, you guys know me. I don't have drugs on me. This is ridiculous. I just painted my van crazy. But then the transmission went out, and I don't have it anymore.
Oh, dang.
And I named my van Chody, which is funny because a chode is the taint part between your balls and your butthole. And my name's Chad, so I thought it was funny to name it Chody. So I made this big old, I hand cut out this vinyl sticker, and it said Chody on the back of the van.
I never knew that.
A chode? See,
Never
you
knew
taught me
that.
about the Dusty Allen or whatever.
Spray Allen.
Spray Allen? Spray Allen, I'll teach you about the chode. Yeah, the chode.
Okay, good. See,
It's the part that...
this is all very educational.
It's the
here.
part... Yeah, it's the part that Albert Fish would shove needles up in.
Oh, man.
No, thank you.
Ow.
I'm a sissy. I don't even have my ears pierced. I don't want to...
Dang.
I don't even like to get my blood taken or whatever, because back when I was chubby, they'd try and find my veins, and you couldn't find them very easy. And I'd tell them when I'd go in there, I'm like, my name's Tinder Bear. I don't like needles. And not Tinder like the app, Tinder like a Care Bear, because we used to have a friend called Stretch Nuts, and he would always hang things from his balls with a leather strap, and he would tow us across the room at like a house party on the ottoman. Me and my wife, it was when we were just fiancés. He would sit on the ottoman and he'd pull us by his balls with a leather strap around his balls and the chain, like a wallet chain, and his balls would stretch out so tight that it looked shiny like an apple.
Oh,
like they're gonna pop out. So he would hang things. He'd pull refrigerators out. We did a show in Victorville, California, and he towed a car with my brother in the driver's seat. Like, no way. This is on VHS too. I'm gonna have to dig it out and show it to you. He said, no way. The parking lot has to be sloped. There's no way you pulled a car with my brother in it with your balls. No way. So he said, I'll go the other way. So he hitched it up and pulled it back the other way. I was like, man. So we always called him Stretch Nuts or Stretchy Bear for years. Hanging bricks and stuff. But he would always get hyper and he'd go on the road with us just as like a road crew, kind of like help you or whatever. Mainly just to fuck around and goof around. He would always come up and like punch you and like dead finger you and titty twister you and jab you. I'm like, dude, stop it, Stretch. Stop it. You're giving me fucking BB britches, bruises. I don't need this, you know? And he's like twisting and pinching. I'm like, come on, man. I'm Tinder. I'm Tinder like the bear. And everybody started laughing. So then that became my nickname was Tinder Bear because I didn't want bruises and I didn't want titty twisters from Stretch Nuts.
Oh, God.
So when I went to go get my blood taken one time, I told the nurse for real. I was like, oh, my name's Tinder Bear. I don't like needles. I'm going to look away, and my wife's holding my hand, you know, and she's trying to get it, and she couldn't find it because I was so chubby, and she couldn't find my veins. And I'm like starting to get kind of clammy. She's like, oh, let me try again, and she missed again. So then she had to go on the top of my hand. And by this point, I'm like starting to get like real like nauseous, and I'm like, trying to like look away. And she couldn't find it in there, so then she had to call another nurse and get in this hand. And by this time, I'm like all white, and I'm like, this sucks. And my wife's like, you are getting kind of like pale. I'm like, yeah, I'm not joking. I hate this shit. So no piercings and no tattoos for me. I just like to rock and roll and headbang and give hugs. But so as far as sticking needles in my chode, no thanks.
Nah. Tender Bear.
Tender Bear and Fancy Pants.
Wow. Tender Bear, Fancy Pants.
And now we're friends with Rusty Williams and cosfancy and Captain Steve-O, the paddle boat master.
Oh, well, I don't know what it is, but everybody has to give somebody a Care Bear name.
Yeah.
Right. I was on a dive boat. Like 30 divers are on the boat. I'm up there. I'm talking to my wife on the phone, and so we're just talking about it. So I go, yeah, I love you too, saying goodbye. And so one of the deckhands comes up, and he's our crew coordinator's son who's on the boat. So a little bit of nepotism going on there, but we didn't say anything about it. He goes up there and he goes, oh, that was so nice. That was so. You're just a big cuddle. We're just gonna call you Captain Cuddles now.
Captain Cuddles.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my god, and it stuck.
Captain Cuddles is a great name.
A lot of people think. Everybody on the boat is like, hey, what's up, Captain Cuddles? Like, fuck you guys, man. You know, shut up.
Captain Cuddles
No.
with his co-host Tinder Bear.
Let's
go.
Right. It's a Captain Cuddles and Tinder Bear show.
And we'll take everybody on the cruise and show everybody the full moon.
Oh yeah, show you the full moon with the big chode. Yeah. And we'll just make sure you don't spray Alan in the bathroom.
Spray Alan.
We're gonna put a big old sign, no spray Alan.
This is definitely an educational show. I'm glad everybody tuned in to learn important things of life.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
This is
I'll have
this
to
is all
remember.
highly educational.
I'll have to remember some of the real crazy not graphic, but just crude stories for next go around. If we come back in May or June, I almost said March. See, it's not only are the days morphing together, but the months are morphing together.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
even the years. It's I don't know.
My buddy Mike thought today was Sunday.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you do have a show tonight. I thought it was Sunday." I'm like,
Yeah.
Nope, not today. Oh no, that's good. So, so you got some more merch coming out too, right?
I do. I have T-shirts. We're working on cups and pins.
Sweet.
Yeah. Some.
You sell them on your webpage or what?
Mhm.
Cool.
I don't have any of it posted right now, of course.
Yeah.
But soon here.
Yeah.
Shout out your
Everything back
page.
on. I am cosfancy on almost everything except for YouTube, because I created my YouTube before I started cosplaying. So that's under cosplay cosfancy.
Cosplay Cosfancy on the YouTube.
On YouTube, yes. And you're also going to be doing a podcast on here too, right?
Yeah, it's in the works.
Yeah.
It's in the works, starting to get a script down, I guess. Intro, outro, stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Really
You want to
good.
interview Hemlock on your show?
Hell yeah, why
We'll
not?
we'll talk some shit.
We'll talk some more chode for you.
Yeah, if you ever get one of the big conventions that needs a loud and rowdy and fun band, hit us up. We'll come rock.
For
We'll
sure.
play wherever.
For sure.
There was a horror convention in Kansas City. a horror, not a horror convention. Horror convention's Fremont Street. Horror convention was in.
Oh, that's horror with an H, not a W.
Yeah. There was a horror convention, I met like Fangoria or one of those type of things in Kansas City, and they were looking for bands to play years ago, but we were on tour somewhere else or whatever, but see? Educational. I was thinking earlier today how fucked up the English language is. There's so many words, like if you didn't know English and you were trying to learn,
Right.
because we saw something that was a big garbage truck, a big metal one, and somebody had spray painted steel, S-T-E-E-L, trash. And I was like, man, if you didn't know steel trash, I mean, I know that means metal only or whatever, but then
Right.
I was like, or does that mean steel trash, like you're going to steal people's garbage? Or does that mean like it's very calm and it's still? I'm like, man, there's so many words that are all like so close to the same and they're spelled slightly different. I'm like, no wonder people always have a hard time learning English, even though I think Czech Republic would be way harder to learn.
Yeah.
České Budějovice. That's a great show, great town, but it took me 3 weeks to learn how to say it. I had to write it phonetically, like Česka, like it's C-E-S-K-E with the little lines over them in certain places,
Right.
and then B-U-D-J-O-V-O-I-C-E, something like that. So to me, it looked like České Budějovice, and man, it was just crazy. So České Budějovice, and then of course, because they say the C is the C-H, so then my name over there, they don't say it the same. It would be Cod, which is also Cod. So to spell my name, I think you have to do T-S-C-H-A-D to get the actual Chad. The ch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like learning silly stuff like that. And then, of course, we learn all the bad words like pinamaze. That's Hungarian for pussy honey. Pinamaze and foscolop. Yeah. You heard these down there? Yeah. See, my wife's trying to learn more French, but she learns all the bad words in different languages where we go. Because we're touring with band guys, and of course, you just learn funny words. Like, we were, everybody in Germany, of course, you know, Scheiße and all that stuff. But we're like, no, we need to learn something that's just crazier. Like, so we were asking our friend, and he said, Rasenwurst or something like that, and it means a dog shit, like lawn sausage, because the Rasen is grass, and then the Wurst or the worst is like a wurst, like a brat.
Right.
So it means dog shit, but it means lawn sausage is what it translates to. And I was just picturing, I'm like, this is great. I'm like, Rasenwurst. So then, of course, I don't say it right, but then if I say it with an angry voice, so, like, Rasenwurst, then it sounds like you actually know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Lawn sausage, yes. The important things of life,
Oh, yeah.
Foskelop, yeah. I think Drexau means half of a dog. So you're such a piece of shit that you're not even a full dog. Like if you call somebody a bitch or whatever, you're not even that. You're only half of a dog. So a Drexau in Eastern Germany is like the worst insult you could get, because we're like, we just want to know what the worst one is. Oh, we were in Bremerhaven, Germany, and these like little 8-year-old kids were at the gate. And we were loading our equipment. There's 2 bands from America. One's from Colorado, Uprising Chaos, and then Hemlock, and then the other 2 are from Hungary.
Right.
And we're all loading equipment. These little kids are like shaking the gate and just like yelling, just razzing, because they see all these long-haired guys loading equipment. And I think it's funny. They're like, oh, fuck you, rah, rah, and like yelling. And I was laughing. I'm like, oh, no way. These kids are like razzing us. This is great. So my brother's like, dude, don't like instigate. Don't like make it worse. Just ignore them. I'm like, no, this is awesome. I said, let's go over there and mess with these. I want to try to cuss. I want to hear what they're saying. And I'm like, I knew springen means jump, because I always learned how to say jump. So that way when we're in different countries, I'm like, jump, springen. But I didn't know enough German words, and these little kids are like, oh, fuck you. And I'm like, man, you guys are crazy. And there's like these little girls that were all like little like 8-year-old innocent looking girls shaking the gate, like looking and spitting at us. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And they're like, fuck you, American, just about yelling and cussing. And then I was like, springen Scheiße. So I called them jumpy shits because I didn't know what to say, springen Scheiße. And they're like, fuck you and fuck your mother and her cunt too. And I was like, oh, dude, these kids just won. They just, oh, man, I got burned. And we were all laughing there, and we were like, all right, let's go load equipment. These kids are like starting to like get worked up because I called them springen Scheiße, but they say fuck your mother and her cunt. I was like, all right, they won. So then later, after the night was done, we were walking to go get falafel at one of the hero shops or whatever, or the Doner kebabs. That's what they call them, Doner kebabs. We were walking in the middle of the night, but my brother was actually nervous because he's like, these kids were being aggressive and angry, and I knew it was funny, and he was worried they were gonna like go get their like uncles or something, or whatever, and come back and try and fight me for saying springen Scheißes or whatever. So we're walking. It's like midnight or whatever. And we're going to the Doner kebab. And oh shit, there's those kids. And like, just to mess around with my brother's like, no way, what? And I think he's picturing like Lord of the Flies, where they're gonna throw rocks at us from the building or something, And it was funny, so I was just messing, and then all of us started laughing, and then one of the other guitar players had too much to drink, so he was doing cartwheels, and I told him to take his shirt off and do cartwheels in front of the taxi cab, and it was pretty cold out that night, but Bremerhaven, Germany, what's up? Yeah, springen Scheißes. Those little kids hated us, and it was so funny, but I give them props. They out-cussed me, so that's why we were like, man, we need to learn, like, bad words in Germany so I can cuss at 8-year-olds. So Drexau, I think, was the one that I found out that was only like an Eastern Germany insult. It wasn't a Western Germany or Northern Germany insult, so I got to learn some more bad words.
That's funny.
I think Arschloch is asshole. I think I don't remember. It's been a while. We need to get this travel ban lifted so I could go learn more bad words. Because you don't learn the dirty stuff on the internet when you're trying to look up. You don't learn about Rasenwurst.
Oh yeah, they don't do cuss words on the internet.
Yeah.
Although I do know. Well, Tommy from Baker's Dozen, his wife is German.
All right.
So he speaks fluent German.
Get some bad words and teach them to me next time we're on air.
Definitely. And we also have some followers in Germany too. Greta, that's in Germany.
Greta, what's up? Shout out.
She's always listening to us, and she's crazy.
Cool.
She's in Facebook jail now for doing something, and whatever.
Probably saying Rasenwurst.
Probably.
I'm not even saying it right.
Or springen Scheiße. Yeah, but they had. She even had the. I guess their Secret Service in Germany.
Oh shit!
Go to her house. Whatever she hates Biden. She hates Democrats. She
got shut down.
She likes Trump and everybody, and she loves America and stuff. And I guess they just I don't know. They just she pissed them off or something.
I need them to all relax so I can go learn cuss words. It's
Really. Yeah. I was talking to our messengers. I was like, send me some cuss words.
Yeah.
Send me the phonetic sounding of all these words so I can send them to Chad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fun times.
Cool.
All
Is there
right.
anything else on the chair?
I think that's, I mean, besides the new podcast.
Have you ever done any conventions out of the country?
Not out of the country. I want to, though, really bad. I want to go to England.
That'd be rad.
I want to go to Canada, too.
Canada, A.
Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
You do good.
Well, Harley Quinn's from Canada, so they should let you in, no problem.
Which part in Canada? I mean, all of Canada's rad, but which part you think you would want to go to if they did a convention? Like Toronto or Montreal or...
Montreal would be cool.
Montreal. First time we went there, we went to Walmart and everything's in French, and it was like, oh yeah, we guess we don't know how to read things in this Walmart either, you know. It was cool. My brother was, it was the first time he had actually been out of the country because he didn't want to fly for years, but we went to Walmart there and it was just cool and neat. And then they have poutines with the fries and the gravy and the cheese on it. Back when I used to eat cheese. Poutines. They talk about it on South Park. I think they have a whole episode about poutines, and I think they're talking about it on the Strange Brew. Those dudes, that's funny.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, gravy on top of fries and cheese. I got a fun story about, what's it called? What's the coffee place up? Tim Hortons, exactly. Yeah. Tim Hortons. So we went to Tim Hortons, and I don't drink coffee either because I only drank energy drinks for years. I think coffee tastes like dirt. But my wife and all the other guys think it's like liquid crack. They love Tim Hortons. They're like, they don't even really like the rest of the coffee, but my wife's like, Tim Hortons, I don't know what they got in it, but man, it gets them all amped up. So I'll be driving, driving the bus and, pull over. I think I'm going to hit something or I'm getting pulled over by the cops. Like, Tim Hortons. I'm like, oh shit, all right. Pull in. And we went to a Tim Hortons, I think in Toronto, if I remember right. And I'm just chilling, and they have little donut holes and stuff, so I ordered like a couple of little treats or whatever, and then they're going crazy on this. It's like liquid crack. And I guess Tim Horton used to be is a famous hockey player and started a coffee thing, and so now they're everywhere over there. It's crazy. It's like more than Starbucks, but in Canada, like there's Tim Hortons everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're in there, and I'm like standing, I gotta go take a piss, and I like start to walk up by the bathroom, and there's this huge buff, like almost like one of the wrestlers we were talking about, standing there by the door, sunglasses on and this earpiece, and he's like, mad dogging me. I'm like, just go and take a piss, dude. Like, I don't know what's going on, And then I come back out and I see this table of like these like 12-year-old girls with their mom. There's like 5 or 6 girls and they're all crying. And I'm like, what's going on? Why is that buff bodyguard like mad dogging me and all these little girls are crying and screaming? I'm just trying to get some donut holes and get some liquid crack for my friends, this Tim Hortons coffee. And it turned out that One Direction was there. The guys in One Direction, Harry Styles was in the bathroom pissing and I wasn't. I didn't even know who it was or whatever, But yeah, I think Harry Styles is in One Direction, right? Yeah. But it was before he went off and did his own venture or whatever. But that was their bodyguard, and I guess there was a big bus outside, and I was just trying to piss. So I actually pissed with one of the guys in One Direction, but I didn't know who it was.
Well, at least it was going in one direction.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get beat up and attacked by a buff guy and girls, but Tim Hortons,
crying girls.
Yeah, One Direction. Those guys, they sold some albums.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, those new Harry Styles songs are super catchy. I've been having him come on the play. Probably when we went to Planet Fitness is when we got introduced to all this like newer like pop stuff. They play that. Sugar, watermelon sugar, or whatever. All this, when you're working out and you're trying to get all pumped up and you want to hear like pop music, I guess. Even though to me it seems like metal would be the best workout music ever.
Right.
Slayer.
Yeah.
Pantera's probably some good workout music. Hemlock's great for working out.
Oh yeah.
I put on the zombie soundtracks on the treadmill. But when that's going constantly, it sounds like there's zombies behind me.
Oh, actual
Get out of
zombies
the
like
way.
chasing you?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Rob Zombie for a second. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be zombies chasing you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, it's better than The
It's
Walking Dead.
effective.
'Cause Walking Deads are too slow.
Yeah, it's gotta be the one from 28 Days.
World War Z, where they
World
run
War
all
Z, yeah,
fast.
they
Yeah.
run.
Plus,
Oh,
you think of
I
Brad
Am
Pitt being
Legend.
all sexy.
Yeah, I am Legend. Those guys,
Left 4 Dead.
those moved pretty fast.
And that started with a vaccine.
Yeah, I did.
There you go. There's another
Yeah.
song for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory.
Now,
Conspiracy theory.
How I Am Legend predicted 2020 and 2021.
No doubt. Yeah.
well, I'm interested to see what you're going to be for this next Halloween, so I'll have to check it out online.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you ever cosplayed as a dude?
I have, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's funny.
My sister dressed up as Abraham Lincoln one Halloween, and then she dressed up like me one Halloween, which was funny. She's into all the cosplay stuff, and she has, I don't know, it's fun to
Oh,
see
that's
what she
so
does.
fun.
Yeah.
Which dude were you? Were you Edward Scissorhands or something cool?
No, but that'd be a fun one. I can mostly only pull off anime boys because they have like the softer
Yeah.
features.
Yeah.
They
They kind of look like girls anyway, right?
Yeah.
You'd be a good Edward Scissorhands. You could have a,
Oh, definitely.
That's a good one. I was thinking about mixing Harley and Edward Scissorhands. That'd be
Harley
interesting.
Scissorhands,
Harley
yeah.
Scissorhands.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
Half scissor.
When we went to Japan, they had this little blue cat, like cartoon thing. He looks like almost like Pokemon, but he's blue, and he doesn't have ears. And I was like, I didn't recognize him. I didn't know what he was. I forgot what his name is too, but he's super famous in Japan. So like everywhere you go, like at the grocery store, they have like the little kid rides, like, you know, they might have Dumbo out here, and you sit on it, and you put a quarter in, it goes. But they had this little cat, and he was missing ears, and I remember hearing the story, something about that on the cartoon, the mouse ate his ears off. So he's a blue cat with no ears. But that's the only thing anime-y I remember from Japan, because we were doing shows and taking in the sights. We did like 6 or 7 shows, and I said, I don't care if we come home broke. Of course, it's nice to make money, but I just want to stay in Japan as long as we can so we can see, you know, it's a once in a lifetime. I hope we can go back more and more and more, but we've only been once. So they let us stay for 2 weeks, and first meal we landed in Japan, and they're like, all right, we're going to take you to Sizzler. I'm like, okay.
Right. Come all the way to Japan to eat sizzler.
Yeah. So we went to the Sizzler buffet.
Take me
you
to
know.
Benihana's or
Yeah.
something.
But it was cool. We went to the Hard Rock and even got to give them one of the guitars because ESP Guitars is from Japan or whatever, and we went to like the headquarters where they had like all the crazy expensive guitars, and they loaned us ESP versus LTD guitars. They're like way nicer guitars. So we were playing those, but they gave us another guitar that we could give to the Tokyo, I think it was Tokyo or Yokohama, I don't know, 2008 was a long time ago. One of the Hard Rocks, we gave them a guitar and autographed it hemlock so they could hang it up at the Hard Rock
nice.
there. It was cool.
Nice.
Japan's awesome. They're so kind. Everybody's so cool. You'd do good in Japan.
I want to go. That's another place.
Yeah.
You have to
Definitely.
do
Yeah,
have vending
definitely on the
machines
list.
with the cigarettes in it too.
Vending machines with anything you want, man.
Yeah.
You're walking down the street, and
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? You can get a can of hot beans? I'm like, I gotta get one. I'm like, all right. You pop it open and you drink hot beans out of a can or hot corn. It's weird. I was like, all right, hot corn, you know.
But
Wow.
flavored cigarettes like apple and peach
Yeah,
and
I
shit
didn't
like
smoke,
that.
but I saw that they had all the different options. You
Yeah.
could get like big 40s, and so and at 7-Eleven or whatever, I think it was a 7-Eleven. Yeah, they had those there. You get fucking any flavor of Kit Kat you want, like blueberry cheesecake. They're starting to do them here in the States finally now, but you can get like
Oh,
banana
wow.
split Kit Kats, strawberry, pineapple. I mean, all these different kind of Kit Kats, and butterscotch. So we were going crazy. We were like getting belly aches because we were trying all these Kit Kats. So when we came back to the United States, we emailed Kit Kat. We're like, yo, we own a. I mean, we didn't say yo. We were trying to be more professional. We were like, hey, Kit Kat, we own a 35-foot bus, and we were in Japan, and we could put it on flyers and posters, and we want to get sponsored from Kit Kat because we can advertise all these different flavors, these caramel apple Kit Kats and these blueberry cheesecake Kit Kats. We can make it, you know, on the side of the bus. We sleep in Walmart parking lots, so why wouldn't you want a 35-foot Kit Kat in the parking lot of Walmart or whatever, you know? So we emailed them this nice whole proposal trying to get sponsored by Kit Kat, and they're like, no, it's only in Japan. Sorry, we don't do other flavors in America. They're like, oh man, we got dissed from Kit Kat.
Damn it.
But now they're doing it everywhere. I don't know if you've seen them, but they have some different like mocha Kit Kats, and they had a white chocolate. Or they always had white chocolate, but I think they had a mint.
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
too
they
long
have
ago.
that one, yeah.
See, I'm giving shout outs to them again, and they didn't sponsor us. This is free publicity for you, Kit Kat.
Damn it, Kit Kat.
Hit me up, Hemlock.
I heard about the cheesecake one, but I've never seen it.
Which one?
I've heard about the cheesecake, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, they got a cookies and cream, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
They did mint and dark chocolate, which is the one that I think you're talking about.
Yes,
that
they
one's
did.
one
I
of the
had
best
one.
ones
Yeah.
They have. That they've ever
And
had.
the mocha one.
Yeah, Japan is ahead of the time on all that kind of stuff like that, and then you see it like 8 years later or 10 years later in America.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like that was one of the first times I had ever seen like the girls are all dressed up real nice, little short mini skirts, and they have the long stiletto, long boots up to their knees.
Yeah.
All kinds of necklaces, and they wear these big sunglasses at nighttime. And because it's so crowded over there, they ride bicycles.
Yeah.
So these girls are like so talented, but they don't want to show their chotch, so they're riding with their knees together with these huge stiletto high heel boots, driving this bicycle in the middle of the night with sunglasses on while texting. I was like, damn, these girls are like multitasking so crazy. They're just cruising down the street. I'm like, first of all, in the mini skirt, that's already going to be hard to ride with your knees together, but then the high heels and the texting and all of it, like pretty talented girls over there.
Dang.
And that was in 2008, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing now. They're probably like way advanced, I don't even know what year this is, 2021?
They have somebody else doing it. They're just kicking back.
Yeah. We had one of the dudes, it was actually two when me and my wife were heavier, and we had one of the dudes take us in a rickshaw. So I gave him a tip. I said, sorry for the extra weight, because everybody over there is pretty slender for the most part,
Right.
But we got in a little rickshaw, and this dude just started running, towing us around in this little two-wheel rickshaw all around through Tokyo and stuff. It was neat. Put a little blanket over your lap so you could just like enjoy the ride. Japan was rad. They wouldn't even let us load our own equipment. They're like, no, you guys are our guests over here. So
Yeah, that's what they're like. Yeah.
if you go over there as cosfancy, you probably want to move there. You won't ever be
Especially
allowed to leave.
Junko. Be a rock star then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream.
that'd be rad.
Yeah.
Japan,
Well,
here we come.
before we say all goodbye, I want to give a real quick shout out to Jeff over there for his service in the military and everything, and being a fellow brother in arms. Anytime you ever need to talk, brother, I'm here.
Yep, got ya.
PTSD is nothing to laugh about or joke about or anything.
No.
It's a real serious thing, and stand by you, man.
Yep.
No man left behind, brother.
You know how we are, though. We keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, but you don't have to go through it alone.
And you got your
Appreciate that.
music as your outlet too.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
That's why you
canceled
broke those two
rehearsal for
sticks,
the
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
We didn't rehearse this weekend.
you didn't get your outlet. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good to
I
have.
don't know. You know.
Nobody puts
You know how it
Jeff in
is.
the corner.
Depression creeps up on you, and
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it. It's
Right.
just
Right.
boom.
It's good to know you
Evil
got friends
bitch,
out
but-
there.
But
Friends out there. I saw your
Get
message
through it.
earlier online about it. I thought it was nice.
yeah. But it's from the heart, brother. I'm always here for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's always somebody out there. You know, if not, not me. There's numbers to call and all that other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's never easy to go through anything like that on your own. So, well, anyway, thank you, Chad, Jeff, Cosfancy,
Yes, thank you.
my guest co-host, guest/co-host. You're always great. You're always a lot of fun to be around.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You
Be
too.
Thanks.
I was
Appreciate it.
enjoying it.
But, so we'll catch
It was
you
nice
guys.
meeting you, Chess. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, but
It was nice meeting you, and it was
Awesome to
great
meet
seeing
you too.
again.
Yeah.
We'll come back and talk some more shit anytime.
Oh
Love
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's always fun. We have a bullshit session with Hemlock.
Intellectual bullshit. Oh wait, what was that? On Saturday Night Live a long time ago. Peaceful thoughts, or what was that little skit they'd always do, and it was always fucked up things. What was it?
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was lowered expectations.
Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts on Revolution Radio 2.
Yeah, Rev Radio Vegas. There you go. I'm still working on that new logo, so
Sweet.
that
Thank you for having us.
Rev Radio 2's An old one.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. We're gonna hit the highway to Iowa, and when we come back to good old Vegas, I'll come in. We'll do it again, and maybe Jeff will have a demo song he can play on air, and we'll play some music.
Oh, definitely. Have you guys both come in and do an acoustic set?
Yeah.
Yeah. First Class Trash did what's that song? Fuck Me Till You Hate Me or something like that.
That's a good title.
So it was something like that.
That's romantic.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely a love song, man. But they did it and it's a faster paced song, but they did it in acoustic.
Okay.
It's just like
Funny.
Fuck me till you love me, or fuck you till you love me, or something like that.
My good friend Al
was hilarious.
Jorgensen from Ministry had a song with his, I think it might have been on his, what's the 666 Shooters or whatever. He did his side project, like the country industrial thing.
Uh-huh.
Buck Satan is what it was called. Yeah. And one of the lines in it said something like, "I hate every bone in your body except for mine."
Yeah.
That was a Poison song.
Did they do it too?
Yeah.
Poison had a line like that?
Yeah, they had I hate every bone in your body but mine.
That's a good line.
It's a whole song.
Yeah.
I hate every bone in your body but mine.
Crazy.
Like, okay, all right.
I love it that we didn't play any music. I mean, I wanted to play music, but we just had fun talking. So thank you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you for visiting with me and putting up with me.
Oh yeah, well, thank you for coming by, and I said everybody for coming on. And it's been a lot of fun. It's always a blast.
Yeah,
it's always a lot of
always
fun.
All right.
So
I appreciate you letting me co-host.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of fun. Always fun.
Got to get you out there some more. Yeah, come out of your shell a little bit. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And that about does it for us here.